Like this. Hit it.
The Roger Report live morning show, weekdays at 9 a.m.
Say y'all, I was on Roger's panel a few times and I couldn't take it. The heat. I got out the kitchen. It was hot. I was sweating. I had to get out.
He's Roger, and he's right.
Check this out.
We can live or die. You choose. I have spoken to you a lot of times in hatred and anger, and you have not heard me. Well, you had better hear me today. If you won't listen to me when I make an appeal for the Negroes because you have no concern for the Negroes, listen to me when I make an appeal for America. You claim you love America. Well, we love America. But you are driving us back and you are making a Samson out of us, and we are going to pull down the pillars. And then you think we have no right to ask for something? Is it too much to ask you to grant us human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request? If so, you can aim your guns. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right to live?
Good morning, folks, and welcome to another edition of the Roger Report Live, the best show on social media. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and take a moment out to hit that like button, because this is where you're going to find the best content on social media. And you don't have to worry about it because you're going to have me right here to make sure that happens. And if you've already been coming to the channel for a while, then go ahead and hit that like button, because you already know what time it is. And you know that this is where you're going to get the best content on social media. It's not a mystery to you at this point. You've seen other people do it. You've seen other people even do it well. But what you have not seen is anyone do it quite the way I do it. So make sure you hit that like button. And everyone, yes, everyone, take a moment out to share the content, y'all. There are so many people who need to get great content like this. And it's just a small thing you can do to help the world be a better place. And isn't that what we want at the end of the day? Don't we want the world to be a better place? Of course we do. So share the content out. Share it through your social media. Share it through word of mouth, or even text someone's phone. But do what you got to do to help spread the word. All right, folks. Today we are back. We are going to be diving into, I'm sure, another very interesting. Well, I know the subject matter is interesting. I'm pretty sure what people are going to do with the subject matter is going to be interesting, because we're going to look at some things in ways that people probably haven't really looked at it before. But today we are going to deal with Black women. Excuse me. We're going to deal with Black women love/hate thugs, Pookies, and etc. Okay, y'all? Thugs, Pookies, and etc. So it should be very interesting. Very interesting. All right. And before we get too far into this, first of all, let me say shout out to all the people who give me views on a regular basis, because, you know, that's what makes your fam around here. So appreciate that big time. Appreciate that big time. Shout out to all the people who leave comments after the stream to help with the algorithm. Shout out to all the folks who hype me up every chance they get. Shout out to the people who hit that like button. All these are big deals. It helps the channel spread. You're literally doing those things and making the world a better place, whether you realize it or not. So it's good to do it. So keep up the good work. And then other folks who haven't, y'all start joining in. You know, appreciate it big time. Appreciate it big time. And shout out to everybody who goes above and beyond the call of duty, who become financial contributors over to the Roger Report Live, because I appreciate every one of y'all. Again, you allow me to do things I would not be able to do without you. And we just couldn't make the show exactly what it is without your help. So shout out to each and every one of y'all. Appreciate it big time. Appreciate it big time. All right. And shout out to the sponsor of today's stream, my main man, Emerald Edge 72, y'all. He is the sponsor of today's stream. Shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to you. And let me give a couple shout outs to some of the first people to check in this morning. Y'all know how it goes around here. Okay. And it's always great to see people checking in when you start the show, but there can only be one. And I got to say, shout out to the Highlander of today's stream. Appreciate you big time. MJD the second. Okay. MJD the second. You are the Highlander of today's stream. Glad to see your name on top of this list. If you ain't got you some Highlanders, man, stop messing around and get you some. So shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to you. Glad to have you in the building. Shout out to my main man, Tunnel Runner, coming through right behind him. Great to see you. Great to see you. We got Chef Mike's Roundtable in the building also. Chef had to do some things yesterday, but you know, that's what he helped. Him and the pit crew to keep stuff in order when we getting a little bit out of pocket. Sometimes you need to stop getting beside yourself. You know, that's just how I got to go sometimes. Shout out to Red Pill Sleeper Cell. Good to see you in the building. Good to see you in the building. We got the Great Black Reset in the house. What's going on, my brother? What's going on? Floyd Thompson is here. Shout out to you, my brother. Yay, yay. Good to have you in the building. Good to have you in the building. Shark Sims is in the house. What's going on, Shark? Great to see you. Great to see you. We got Hero for Hire. What's up, brother? Glad to have you in the building. Trey Bentley representing as he always does. Hashtag long live the habitual line steppers. Hashtag Negroes in the wilderness. Hashtag dignity over vagina. Hashtag Al Gore's babies. One of my favorites, man. Hashtag Hell Hydra. Glad to see you in the building. Glad to see you in the building. We got Ahmed Global in the house. Great to see you. Great to see you. The Knight's Place is here. Good to have you. Good to have you. I see that comment. I see that comment. We have Moo School in the house. Hey, interesting name. Shout out to Moo School. Okay, appreciate you big time. Appreciate you big time for being here. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. And a shout out to my main man. I see you, my brother. I see you, my brother. You know, and you know what? I appreciate that. This is helping you. This is how you would help get a person off to a good start. Right at the beginning of the show, he already got a message saying, check your Cash App. Drops in $15. He says, get some snow crabs. Brother, I most assuredly will. You know, I didn't even want the snow crab, but since you told me to get the snow crabs, I got to get the snow crab. I got to get them now. I got to get them. Shout out to you, my brother. Red Pill Sleeper Cell coming through, getting me off to the good start with the $15 for the snow crabs. And I appreciate that. And I am going to get those snow crabs. Real talk. Shout out to you, my brother. Appreciate you big time. Appreciate you big time. And that's real talk. All right, y'all. We gonna get into this, y'all. We gonna get into this. All right. All right. We are going to deal with this concept, y'all. And I know I'm gonna come at it in a way that's gonna be interesting to a lot of folk. Okay. Because I know people ain't gonna see it the way I see it, but because I see the things the way they are. And don't just pay attention to the surface level all the time, okay? I'm going to talk about black women's love and hate for thugs. Now, before I get into that, I put a clip in, like I told you I was going to do. Black men do such great things on a regular basis, but, you know, media doesn't really highlight it. So I'm going to try to make sure that I put clips in and highlight all these great things that black men do. And a gentleman told a very interesting story. Very interesting story. Okay, about how he saved somebody's life. But he said, you know, I'm going to give one of the best stories. I done did this before. Certain things come up, and I believe him. And when you leave work around 3 in the morning, you will run into some interesting things, y'all. You will run into some interesting things when you leave and work at 3 a.m. Not necessarily the safest time to be out there in the streets. So the fact that he came across some brothers, okay, I don't like the way he described them, but he came across some brothers as they was walking by some white men who, doing like some white people do, think they more important than other people. Because that's what I'm gonna say. If you walking down the street and you're unwilling to get to the side so people can walk around you, and I don't even, if y'all don't know it, you're supposed to move to the right side of the street, just like we drive here in America on the right side. You're supposed to move to your right side, and if both parties move to their right side, everybody gets room to walk past. But of course, that wasn't good enough for some random white man. Some random white man saw some young black men, and he just believed, I'm so much better than them, that he could just push them out his way. Now, I'm not gonna say that it's matter of fact, hold fast right quick, y'all. Hold fast right quick. All right, I see Chef Mike's roundtable wanting me to get something read. Okay, boom. He said, setting the ground rules early so when it gets out of control. Oh, okay. Must have been doing. She's shout out to Chef Mike. He says, please highlight this. The term YN is not authorized for use in this chat. Excuse me. Roger will explain. Hashtag pig crew. We snatching up soup today. Hashtag not even joking. Shout out to you, Chef Mike. Shout out to you, Chef Mike. And I appreciate you saying that. And y'all, I'm going to say this again. The term YN is not going to be used over here at the Roger Report Live. That is just an easy way for people to call black men niggas. It's a very disrespectful thing, and it's already implying something about a black man, especially if he just happens to be young. It's a negative implication to black men, especially when they're young. That will not be used here. Okay? You shouldn't be using it anywhere else for real, but it definitely will not be used here. And y'all heard your warning. You done got your warning. And I'm standing by that 100%, y'all. We not going to use that term YN. I understand how bad that term is going to get eventually. We not doing that over here, y'all. We not doing that over here. And that's real talk. And I definitely mean it. And shout out to Chef for dropping that to let y'all know in case you don't know. We don't play. We not playing no games with that term. And that's real talk. Okay. Now, back to what I was saying about this gentleman who happened to see these young black men walking down the street, and you got a white guy, okay? You got a white guy who think he's better than black men. He especially obviously didn't respect these young black men walking down the street, okay? And rather than just move to the right side, as you should do, it's not that complicated, y'all. In America, we drive on the right side. If you're passing someone down the street, you move to your right side, they move to their right side, everybody gives each other room. It's not a difficult thing to do. But this guy, showed that he believes he can, he had that colonizer attitude, okay? He had that colonizer attitude. He can't move to the side because he's looking at them like these some niggas, okay? These are not young black men to him. They're just niggas, okay? And, even the guy who said the story, he needs to do better, y'all, because the thing is, why would he even say YNs? That's just saying that they niggas. No, they just some young black men walking down the street. Now, the thing is, the man put his hands on them. Now, I don't know what he was trying to prove by walking down a random street, walking past some random guys, and deciding to put his hands on them. Now, I know some of y'all would say, man, that's doing too much. I know white folks will say that's doing too much. As far as how the guys responded to some random white man putting his hands on them. And you know what, y'all? I think he said it was about 8 of them. Some of y'all may say, well, if it was about 8 of them, he need to do all they didn't need to do all that. Okay, they done really out them. Look, when you with somebody, once you put your hands on them, you put your hands on them. Unfortunately, life is not fair. You may think you putting your hands on 1 or 2 people, but if 90 people happen to be there, you just put your hands on 90 people. That's just the way the game go. Know what you're doing and make sure it makes sense to you before you do it. So unfortunately for this white man, he found the right ones. That's what he did. He found the right ones. He found the ones that wasn't about to play with him. Okay? And y'all could say, based on how the gentleman told the story, it wasn't even necessary for them to do that. Well, if it wasn't necessary, why they do it? Okay? It sounds like he got a proper response because truth be told, that white man assaulted them. That's what happened. That white man assaulted them and they didn't feel like losing. I understand this could be hard for people to think about. That white man assaulted them as he was walking down the street and them brothers didn't feel like losing. I don't got no issue with that. Okay? People can say, excuse me, y'all. It's not difficult to respect somebody else. You can say, excuse me. Some people who got a real problem showing respect for other people, you can say other stuff. Hey, can I get past? Excuse me, let me get around. I don't know why dude just didn't cross the street and keep on going about his business. But if you're going to stay on the side of the street and you got 8 people coming your way, it's okay to say, excuse me, if they don't know to move out the way. He said they were young, so maybe they don't know any better yet. Should, but maybe they don't. Because they out at 3 in the morning. Everybody out past 3 in the morning. Okay? Y'all keep that in mind too. Everybody's out past 3 in the morning in this particular story. So when the guy, as he told the story, and the young guys mollywopped the white man, all right, which makes sense to me. You got 8 young guys, you got one white guy, who for some reason had to prove how tough he was to those guys and put his hands on them. So they mollywopped him. Okay, cool. Now, he said he grabbed the guy with the knife. Now, I'm going to say I think he did the right thing. And it was refreshing for me to hear him explain to the white man, after he done saved him from these guys, look, bro, I didn't do that for you. I did that for them. Okay? Because he didn't want some young black men stabbing up the white guy. And then he getting reported to the police some kind of way and stuff get tracked. And then now those guys have a situation from a legal perspective. I appreciate him for doing that. Okay, I appreciate him for doing that. And you know what? It was beautiful for me to see a brother understand why it's important to tell the story exactly the way he told it. And to do things for the reasons that he did it. He wasn't trying to save the white man. Now, I know some of y'all might be like, damn, why he can't save the white man? I mean, he can if he want to. But he didn't save the white man. He saved the young black man. Because the white man got mollywopped. He got his. He was trying to prove a point, and whatever he was trying to prove, now he knows the answer. Okay? Now he knows the answer. Now, for me personally, I'm fine with that white man getting mollywopped. He should have learned this stuff a long time ago. You're not supposed to be the older guy and acting more immature than the younger guys. That's not what you're supposed to do. And everybody got to learn. Shout out to my pops. He said everybody gonna learn. Some point, sometime, they're gonna learn. And I guess that white man learned that day, okay? He learned that day. So you know what? Shout out to the white man for getting beat up so that black man can tell a great story the way he did. Shout out to that white man. It ain't rare that I hear about a white man sacrificing for black men. It's not often that I hear that, but shout out to that white man for taking that whooping that he took so that black man can relay a story in a very, very important way. Shout out to that white man for taking that beat. Look, hey, y'all in the chat, if you feeling what I'm saying, go on, say shout out, white man. Okay, or just throw white man in there, man. Shout out to that white man for taking that beating so that black man can report the story just the way he reported it. So, he can put out there, yeah, it ain't about saving you, it's about saving those young men. Shout out to that white man. Real talk, y'all. And shout out to Afro Mercy. He said the white man was cheating on his wife. You know what? I was rolling when I heard him say that. He said that white man was. He said he looked like he was up to no good. I was rolling when he said that, y'all. Yeah, that white man looked like he was up to no good. And I appreciate it, y'all. I appreciate it because white men do stuff like this all the time. That's propaganda. They do stuff all the time. They'll have some story about a black guy, and all of a sudden they just know this black guy's intention, even though there was no indication on what they was doing. So shout out to that brother for being conscious enough to do all what he was doing. I peeped it, man. I was rolling. Okay. And I hope y'all enjoyed that clip. I know some of y'all may not have enjoyed it as much as I did, but I enjoyed that clip. I enjoyed that one. Real talk. So shout out to that white man for sacrificing himself so that brother could tell a great story. Real talk. Okay. And shout out to that brother for telling that story exactly how he told it. Brother, I don't think anybody else could have did a better job. Real talk. I don't think anybody else could have did a better job. All right. But now let's get on to the subject matter, y'all. Let's get on to the subject matter. We gonna deal with black women who love/hate thugs, pookies, and etc. Yes, etc. Okay. And a lot of this is going to be aimed at black men who do happen to carry a negative image. You always got some trash of every society, So we're going to have some brothers who don't quite get it together. They ain't looking to get it together. Those things are going to happen, even though, they try to paint it like it's just about everybody when it comes to black men, when it's hardly any of us. But let's look at this, y'all. Let's deal with this situation. Now, black women have a certain type of relationship with black men, and a lot of us haven't figured it out yet because we don't like them. I'm going to say the quiet part out loud, y'all. Black men are at a point. This is not me giving my opinion. This is just me looking at the information that's available to us. Black men don't like black women. Okay, black men do not like black women. If we look at the numbers, they don't. Okay? And that's okay. Now, do black men love black women? Absolutely. We definitely love them. We generally just don't like them. Okay? Now, you can tell that we don't like them because you still got like 75% of black women who are unmarried. As long as we don't like them, you're going to have a gap like that. Now, I'm not going to tell you for a second that black men don't love black women. We do a lot of stupid stuff for black women, and we do it out of love. That's just real talk. Okay? Black men take on a lot of abuse because they love black women. Love and like is different, y'all. Love and like is different. See, when you truly love somebody, you can be down for them even when they're doing things that you don't agree with. Okay? Even when they're doing things that you don't agree with. It's the love that holds you there. See, when you like somebody, small things can separate you. Now, it's nice to like who you love. It is nice to like who you love. Okay? Shout out to Shark saying, he said, how do you love something you don't like? It's easy, bro. It's easy. And think about it. Every person who has a child should be able to understand this even more. You will have children and you will love your children. But your children will do things that you will not appreciate. Some people's children do things to embarrass them in front of large crowds. Some people's children do things that embarrass them in front of the world. They still love them, though. They just don't like their kid. You know, whatever they was trying to whatever they thought they were going to implement in their child didn't work out right. Next thing you know, you got a person who their child is on trial for murder. Okay, it's a national news story. Them parents still love that child. They do, because it's still their child. Now, it could be a 35-year-old white man. You think them white parents don't love their kid? They still love their kid. They may be embarrassed by them. They may be embarrassed, especially if you're talking about white folks. They may be embarrassed. I can't guarantee they would be embarrassed because you're talking about white folks. I can't guarantee you they'd be embarrassed, but they might be embarrassed. Some white parents might have a 35-year-old son who done killed somebody. They possibly is embarrassed, but they do love their son. They'll even put up money for their son to get out on bail, even though he wanted for murder or something. They do something. See, it's the love that make you put the house up to get bail money. It's not the like. So yes, you can love something without liking something. It's very possible, especially amongst humans. Okay? Especially amongst humans. Love will make you do stuff that like ain't gonna get done. Okay? Love will make you do stuff that like ain't gonna get done. So now, a lot of brothers, I'm gonna say, we believe that black women love Pookie. And if y'all don't understand what Pookie is the guy who's 18 through 65. He refuses to work, even though he's able-bodied. Okay? But he just won't hold a job down. He's not gonna do it. He doesn't have a business. He does not have income coming in from some other place where he makes enough money where he doesn't have to work. No, he's just a person trying to live off other people, and he refuses to provide for himself and refuses to provide for others. And a lot of Pookies are with black women. Okay? I'm not saying that Pookies is a large amount. I'm saying the amount of Pookies we do have, they kick it with black women because black women ain't got no standards. Let's be realistic about this. Black women don't have any standards, so therefore they kick it with black women. Okay? They kick it with black women. And black women, quote unquote, hold them down. That's the story that they say, y'all. That's the story. We be trying to hold these men down. I gave a brother a chance. You gave brother a chance. What kind of brother was he? See, I gave a brother a chance. He didn't have no job. He wasn't looking for no job. He didn't want to go to the military. He didn't want to start no business, but I held him down and I gave black men a chance. What? That's what you call that? That's what you call that? The guy refused to do anything productive and you call that holding him down. Okay. All right. Now, being a Pookie does not necessarily make you a thug. But there are thugs that are Pookies. Okay? I'll say that again. Being a Pookie does not necessarily make you a thug. But there are thugs that are Pookies. Okay? A thug can also not have a job and not be looking for a job, not be interested in anything to do with a job. But he may also go out into the street and do certain things to people. And as I've heard people refer to it, terrorize the neighborhood. He may do that. He may steal from people. Okay? Thugs do stuff like that. They may pick on people. They may bother people. Okay? I'm laughing at the nice palace, y'all. I was living in my back seat, and Shamika found me. She took me in, Roger. I was a thug survivor. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. She held you down, huh? She put herself in a position where we as black men can't say she didn't try. We can't say she didn't try. She held you down. You know, and y'all, this is the thing. Some productive men will get bothered by the fact that black women will give attention to a thug or a pookie or some other form of derelict man. Okay. Some black men will get bothered by this. And I'm going to say that's because a lot of y'all was raised by your mamas. I'm just tell you the truth. It's because you was raised by your mamas. Now, I'm a black man. I understand that women are going to like certain kinds of men, right? But I've also noticed that women like pretty much all types of men. See, there's something that women do that a lot of guys don't really pay attention to. A woman likes to, certain kinds of women, especially amongst black women, they like to deal with two polar opposites. Okay? They will even like to mess with enemies of each other. So if she perceives that messing with a thug gonna get her one thing, then she'll also mess with a dude who is seen more as a straightforward kind of man, or people say straight lace. Some people may even call him a square. Okay, a guy who's who's on his business, handling things the way he's supposed to. See, she will mess with both of those type of men because they like controversy. Okay, and let's keep it real. A lot of brothers out here will say, a woman will try to charge you as a man for doing or being with her, and then she go give it to the guy she like for free. Now, I understand that's a theory that a lot of people have because they haven't put much thought into it. But I'm gonna keep it real. You just ain't put much thought into it. Women do stuff according to what they believe can be done. If a woman believes you have a lot of money, she will ask you for a lot of money. If she believes you have a decent amount of money, she will ask you for a decent amount of money. If she believes you have no money, she will basically ask you for no money. Y'all think it's because she liked some particular guy better than she liked the other guy, and she don't like none of y'all. Okay? Yet this is where some egos will have to take a hit. Somehow egos gonna take. She don't like none of y'all. Okay? Let me let you in on a secret, y'all. She don't like none of y'all. Okay? Now, there's some stuff that I've been telling y'all, and unfortunately I've lost channel, so everybody can't hear all the stuff that I said in the past. Good and easy. Y'all, the average age of black women getting married, for the few that can, I believe it was above 32 years old, 32 point something years of age. Now, what I want y'all to understand is, for the most part, it's not every case, but for the most part, if a woman is marrying you and she's 30 plus years old, she don't like you. Why would a woman marry a man that she likes and she in her 30s? Think about that. Now, I'm not saying there can't be an exception to the rule, but make sure your woman is the exception. But generally, if a woman likes you, why would she wait till she's in her 30s to marry you? Think about that, y'all. Now, a woman could make an argument. Well, no, marriage is on y'all as men. Y'all the ones that propose and buy the rings and all that type of stuff. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But how come you didn't make me want to do it earlier than you being 30-something years old? Okay. Now, let me deal with this right now. Shout out to Detroit 313. And I appreciate you, brother, for helping me get off to the good start as well. Now, he said, well, it's Big Show argue time. Yeah, it's Big Show argue time. I don't know. We may have some people that may come argue. That could happen. That could happen. But you know what? As I lay things out, people might actually think about it and agree. We gonna see, Detroit 313. We gonna see. But I appreciate that, brother. I definitely appreciate that. And I'm pretty sure, yes, there will be some things that I'm gonna drop it here that's definitely gonna give people something to argue about. And that's real talk. Okay, that is real talk. Shout out to Mr. GQ Smooth. He said, fake thugs putting on a fake act, scarcity by acting tough. Fake thugs are called F-boys. Okay, now, I'm going to say this. You know, what Mr. GQ Smooth could very well be true. I'm going to say I hear women calling me F-boys simply because they did not manipulate the situation the exact way they wanted it to be. So would this include fake thugs? Probably. Yeah. It would include fake thugs. Because I see them do it to people who are not necessarily a fake thug. Now, and let's keep it real. There are some guys who keep themselves in a worse situation because they are trying to be a fake thug. They trying to fake that funk. Now, at the end of the day, is faking the funk intelligent? Not really. Not really. Because it only take one time to get got. Okay, it only take one time to get got. And a lot of people, once they get got, they whole demeanor gonna change. Okay, they whole demeanor gonna change. So I would never recommend somebody be out here trying to be a fake thug. It is extremely stupid. It's plain and simple. It's an extremely stupid thing to do. Why put yourself in jeopardy when you don't even want to be in jeopardy? It's just slow. That's just some slow stuff. Even thugs avoid other thugs. You know, y'all ever heard of a term called a set? Why do guys hang around their own set? Because they're trying to avoid the other thugs. You know, even a thug smart enough to avoid another thug. You know, but folks do some very stupid stuff sometimes. Let's just keep it real. Folks do some very stupid stuff sometimes. All right, now, you got to think about this, guys. And I'm not saying this is all women. And I'm going to say, even in today's time, y'all, you might find a woman who might say, you know what? I've been doing this thing wrong. I need to change my approach. Maybe I should really listen to me. Because we got a lot of women who just don't listen to black men. And they done put themselves in certain situations. But because of their ego, they don't want to let it go. And they want to keep pushing forward with the dumb stuff they've been pushing forward on. You know? And ain't really too much help that you can give women like that. Ain't really too much help you can give women like that. Now, if she's over 30, I'm going to say you need to make sure that she recognizes who she is. Y'all, now, I see there's more people starting to use the term loser. And they're not going to do it right, okay? They ain't going to do it. I get it. They ain't going to do it right. But there are losers out there. And I'm going to tell you, you're an official loser at the age of 30 years old. If you've never been married, you are an official loser by the age of 30 years old. And as a man, you better make sure if you're going to deal with somebody who's 30 and above, that she can admit to being a loser. You might have to explain it to her, but if she won't admit that she's a loser, there's nothing you can really do with her. She's not going to develop into anybody you really want to be with. And that's just the thing. People have egos. If a person cannot get past their own egos, they are not the person you should be trying to attach yourself to. We all got egos. We all got to keep our ego in check. And that's just real talk. Okay? Now, the thing is, a lot of guys, we are taught that women love thugs. And I understand why a lot of guys will buy into that. Now, if you've paid attention to my content, I've never bought into that because I understand they don't love thugs. They hate thugs the same way they hate the straight lace guy. They hate him the same way. It's hard for people to understand it because of what they see. And I get it. And I'm going to go into that in a minute. But shout out to Landon. Let me read his super chat first. He said, in my experience, Black women have multiple men for various purposes, i.e. Pookie or a provider. I have been Pookie, the provider, and even an educated lame. Now, I'm going to say this to you, Landon. I appreciate what you're saying 100%. And I'm going to say, basically, I totally get where you're coming from. But I'm going to tell you this. There's no such thing as an educated lame. Okay? There's no such thing as an educated lame. When Black people start putting lame next to educated, you got a problem. Okay? You can't be cool and stupid. So for y'all out there, and I understand there was a whole lot of arguing about, that included the term educated lane that was going around for a long time. I understand it happened. Unfortunately, I wasn't here in time. I guess that's all I can tell you. I wasn't here in time, or I could have helped with that. But there is no such thing as an educated lame. Lame is the goofball that won't learn nothing. Okay? You can't be educated you can't be lame because you're uneducated, because you've gotten educated. That doesn't work. Okay. Now I understand a lot of females have said stuff like that, and then a lot of guys start repeating it or whatever the case is. Black men gotta let go of being women led all the time. How you gonna be educated and lame? It doesn't make sense. And let's keep it real, y'all. Lame ain't even a term that means anything. Lame is something women say because they can't even say what's wrong with you. They want to put you in a negative light, and they don't even know how to put you in a negative light. So they use a word that doesn't mean anything, or something that's abstract that you can't pinpoint nothing on. Oh, you a lame. Well, describe to me what a lame is. You ask a woman what a lame is, she can't even tell you. Stop buying into women's garbage, y'all. That's what I'm gonna tell you to do. As men, stop buying into women's garbage, okay? She can't even tell you what a lame is. She 100% against being with a lame, but can't tell you what a lame is. And again, I've seen them with all types of men. Same woman, the exact same. I'm not saying something in theory, because a lot of times people talk about it in theory. Well, it'll be these same people that do this and the same people. No, I'm talking about actual people. I've seen the actual woman be with one guy and be with the polar opposite of that same guy. Okay? I'm not talking about in theory. I know what they're doing even from a personal level. Okay? And they have no idea what a lame is. So how about we say stuff that makes sense? And now don't get it twisted. I appreciate the super chat, and I agree with everything else you said in that, but you cannot be an educated lame. Being educated helps someone be cool. All right? That's what being educated does. It allows you to be cool because you are the person that knows something that other people around you don't know. So therefore, you're always going to be looked at as a cool person. Y'all, have you ever got around a rocket scientist? Now, I know most people haven't. Okay? I've been to conferences where a rocket scientist spoke. Y'all know how he was perceived? Really cool, because he knew stuff a bunch of other people didn't know. And he was a rocket scientist, like literal rocket scientist. Okay? He was perceived very cool because he knew stuff that other people didn't know. So y'all think about that. Now, shout out to what is this? Shout out to Jay. This is JB. I don't know what this is. I mean, I see the Montana. Mega Montana. Okay, I'm gonna just say JBA Mega Montana. Okay, shout out to JBA Mega Montana. He says, get you a good Latina woman. Well, I ain't gonna say that's bad advice. I'm definitely not gonna say that's bad advice. Okay, but the thing is, y'all remember, whatever the rules are, you keep it with no matter what woman you go to. Okay, no matter what women you go to, you remember the rules. If you learn how to operate with black women, you will be prepared to operate with anyone. Okay, you will be prepared to operate with any woman, so you won't have to worry about it. But I'm gonna slow down real quick because I got a guest up here. And I tried not to keep my guests waiting too long, so I'm gonna go ahead and let him get the mic. We have Sir Pookie Senior at the state. You got the flow, my brother. How you doing, Sir Pookie Senior and the state?
Curse you, Roger. Curse to you. I came up in here to stop the Pookie slander once and for all. Y'all Negroes out here tarnishing my reputation. I don't understand what's wrong with y'all, huh? Out here poking holes in my game. It ain't fair. You know? That's not good. I'm not even gonna wish you a good day today. It's not gonna be a good day for you, sir.
Hey man, you chose that. The Pookie, the life you chose.
So all of you gonna pretend that you're better than me. Better than me than what? You'll be out here putting your 16 hours and I'm at your crib chilling and blowing her back out. When you finally come home and if she decides to get you something, a little something, all the cream cheese that you see in her, those are my cream. You know what I mean? I blew her back out before you, long before you. You came home from work and you kissing, and you're probably tasting my stick on her lips. I'm eating free snacks, all the snacks, and you pay all the bills. Sometimes I even send you super chat off of a credit card. You know, you tarnishing my reputation like that? Presenting yourselves, your educated lame selves who works a good 9 to 5. Your name is Javante. You have a good 401k, and you think you're better than me? Hmm? Your first son is my son. The hell is wrong with y'all? You're better than me? How, Sway? I give first cream. I give first cheese. And maybe she might give you a little something when you get home. Maybe. Sometimes when you get home, she's too tired because, I wore her out during the day. And she calls you while you're at home from work and tells you to bring chicken, to bring Chinese food. And I'm right next to her. You just don't know. And you think you're better than me? I get it for free. You have to pay mortgage. If you didn't have all that good stuff to offer to her, she'll be with me. I'm cooler than you. You ain't all that. All you got is a nice, good job. That's it. You got a little 401k here and there and little stocks. You think you're better than me. You ain't got no street cred like me. Ain't nobody sweating you like that. Yeah. He has to stop. And I'm here to stop it today. Your Pookie slander ends today.
Shout out to Pookies, man. Shout out to all the Pookies out there. Because y'all ain't going to like this either. I'm just going to keep real. It's going to be plenty of stuff y'all ain't going to like about this either. Because real talk, and I appreciate you doing that, because it shows the mentality that a lot of men will have when they think about this type of stuff. And it shows where women have mastered the art of getting two dumb men to argue with each other about some hoe. And I'm gonna tell y'all, for me personally, that's the funniest part about the whole situation. You will have two different types of men arguing about who's better for a hoe. We're better for these hoes because, see, I will pay a mortgage. I will pay some rent. I will pay a car note. I'll make sure she's in good shape. Now he's talking about the same hoe that Pookie talking about. Well, no, I'll make her feel protected. I'll make her feel better about herself because she gets to walk around with a man that's some level of a prize. You know, I can put it on her in ways you can't. I can blow her back out. So you literally have two different types of men arguing about who's better for a hoe. Neither one of them have figured out that, you know what, I could just get my own woman. I don't have to share. And at the end of the day, why would you argue about a woman you sharing? I don't understand that.
Sharing is caring, especially if I'm not paying. I ain't paying for nothing. I get it for free. For the free 99.
I can understand even the sharing because y'all getting something, but arguing over a hoe is just crazy work to me. It's that simple at the end. That's just crazy work to me.
You started this shit. You mentioned my name, bro.
Shout out to JB A Mega Montana. He says this is for the Pookie on the panel. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. Appreciate it. But now we got one more guest that came up. So let me go ahead and let him get in. We got my main man, Red Pill Sleeper Cell, in the house. Red Pill Sleeper Cell, what you got, my brother? You had the flow.
Hi, how you doing, Roger? Panel chat. I watched the video, and they weren't those letters. They were young, distinguished gentlemen. They enforced monogamy onto that man. They gave him punishment for cheating on his wife, and they said we are amoral people. That was morality from God that was sent through those young men. It was angelic. Those young men deserve the highest medal possible in this country. They was enforcing morality and monogamy, and that white man's wife should thank them, and I thank them. I rest my mic.
Now I'm gonna say, Red Pill Sleeper said that's just a brilliant take on what was going on. That's all I can say. That was a brilliant take on what was going on. Because what did we know about these people, y'all? All these people was out after 3 a.m. So when he said the guy was hurrying, he looked like he was up. He was he was up to something no good. I accepted that. That makes sense to me. Why is some white man out and he's not at work and it's after 3 a.m.?
And God does send messengers out to correct you when you're doing wrong. That's throughout the whole Bible.
Absolutely. So the Lord himself knows how to turn tragedies into triumphs. So maybe those 16 fists, he went into the chamber of 16 fists, so he'll know not to be out. And you know what? Now he probably had to explain to his wife what was he out there doing. Now, had they not whooped his behind, he probably would have just made it home, snuck in the house, and everything would be all right. Now, he can, his wife can pay some attention to him. And then once you think about it, she'll be like, and baby, just so I know, why was you out at 3 a.m? Yeah.
Hey, Roger, also, shout out to that future visit to the divorce lawyer. Shout out.
Somebody getting paid. Real talk. Somebody getting paid. Yeah. Because I do believe there's some random white guy who was not at work, who's out on the streets pushing on young black men, obviously was up to something no good. It just makes sense at the end of the day. He obviously was up to something no good. So I think dude called it right, and I gotta say shout out to you for Red Pill Sleep Sales. So, because I think you on point, my brother. I think you on point. But getting back to the subject at hand, though. Y'all, we have to, we got to pay attention to stuff. Now, I know men, we argue about who women like the most. I get that. And she don't like neither one of y'all. Okay. Now, how do I know a woman don't like us? Because number one, she's 30 years old and she's unmarried. Okay. That's very good evidence she don't like any of you. How does a woman that likes a dude wait till she's past 30 years old before she gets married? And like I was saying earlier, the women will have an argument. They'll say, well, it's y'all who do the proposing and all that. Well, it's you who got to get me to propose. If you love me, how come I don't want to propose? If you love me, how come I don't want to propose to you? And see, this is a question a lot of men need to really start putting some thought into. If she loved you, how come you don't want to propose? Now, it's some men who live with some women. And y'all will live with women for years and still won't propose. Now, I'm a man, so, we ain't got a lot of kick it over here, y'all. You ain't got the lot of kick it. I know why you ain't I know why you haven't proposed, because you don't like her like that. And that's just straight up truth. You don't like her like that. Because if you liked her like that, you would do it anyway.
Oh.
And truth be told, love makes people do things that are not even logical sometimes. Okay? I've said before, you could be walking with your son. You could be on the bridge. And for some reason, the bridge give out and your son fall into the water. You can't even swim. But you will dive in there, which is totally illogical. You will dive in that water knowing you can't swim. Why? Just to have a chance at saving your son. Love will make you do illogical things. Now, I know somebody gonna say, well, it don't even make no sense to get married. I ain't telling you that it do. I know love does not require sense. If you love somebody, you'll do stuff that don't make sense. Such as your son falling into a river, you knowing you can't swim, but you will still jump in there after him. That's just how the world works. Okay? I can't argue, well, I could, but I ain't gonna go through the trouble of arguing how getting married makes sense. But I'm saying the straight up truth. The reason you got that woman around and you didn't marry her because you don't like her like that. Now, unfortunately, Black men have been raised and socialized to be afraid of women, which may have a lot to do with why we would never break up with them. Because most of us have never broken up with a woman in our lives, not even one time. Most of us can't even go back to childhood and say we broke up with a girl. Now, the women who you believe love you don't love you because they don't even present themselves as wife material until 30-something years old. That's not love at the end of the day, y'all. That's not love. And then a lot of guys, well, she loved Pookie. No, she uses Pookie the same way she used you. Yeah, she may use you because you seem, quote unquote, stable. And that's just what it is. She wants to be able to tell somebody, no, I got a good man holding me down. And then y'all say, well, why is she dealing with Pookie? She has a desire to be in control of Black men. So you can be a good man and you can hold her down. And guess what? That doesn't mean she's not gonna mess with a Pookie on the side. Now, Pookie want to believe that she messing with me because I'm better than the other guy. Because he's stupid. Let's keep it real, y'all. Pookie's stupid. Pookie wants to believe that because she don't look at him as a man. She think Pookie is less than a man. That's literally why she with him. I need someone who I do not respect, who I believe is less than a man, who I can pick on, and he gonna take it. So therefore, I need Pookie. See, when you deal with a man who's stable, even though most Black men still won't break up with a woman, She has to have a black man that she can do stuff to that she cannot get away with while dealing with that stable man, i.e. Pookie. She literally gets the guy she doesn't respect as a man so she can bully him. And that's what Pookie is really there for. Pookie is there to be bullied. That's why when you walk, if you walk around, even in the quote unquote bad neighborhoods or tough neighborhoods, you will literally see men getting chewed out by some woman. And he getting chewed out outside in front of everybody. That's how much love and respect she got for him. That she chewing him out on the block and everybody hear it. Now, sometimes y'all could be in the crib and it's summertime. And what happens? The window's open. Everybody hear it. Now, I understand everybody want to hold on to something. And Pooey gonna say, no, she love me because she give it to me for free. But she take your balls all the time. You know, I understand that. I get it. You get it for free, but she got your balls. She walking around with your balls around her neck.
Slow down, Roger. Not like that, player. Remember the time when you came home and she had makeup on? That's because I backhanded her. You know what you can't do for yourself. You know you got a good credit. You don't want to mess that up. You don't want to lose your job. I have no job. If she talks smack, I'm going to backhand her. I do that all the time. I do that for the free, for the low.
You going to do what on her? You going to do what on her when she talk crazy?
I'm going to backhand her.
No, you're not.
Oh, yeah, I am.
Because Pookie is dependent upon her.
No. Do you remember the time when you got home and she had makeup on?
Mm-hmm.
That's because I backhanded her. Mm-hmm. You forgot that part. Uh-huh. You can't do that, can you?
Now,
you have a job, you got to be pregnant. You don't want to mess that up.
You know what? Let's be realistic about this. Maybe in another country that works. In America, that don't work. Pookie ain't doing nothing to her. Pookie a chump. Let's be realistic about it. In America, Pookie a chump because he can't do nothing to her. Because if he do something to her, he going to jail. Now, I ain't going to say he ain't going to do something. He just ain't going to do something without going to jail. And because she know that he know that if he touch her, he going to jail, she will do all kinds of crazy stuff to him.
No, Roger. She's not gonna call the cops on me because how she gonna explain the relationship between me and her to her husband? She ain't gonna call no cop.
Hence why I say women only think 4 minutes ahead. Because you're right. How's she gonna explain the relationship? Most women ain't smart enough to let certain stuff go where it's gonna get them caught up. Women get caught up all the time because they doing something beyond what they should do because they don't protect the fact that she has a relationship with somebody else. They do stupid stuff all the time.
Hey, Roger. She gonna call the cops on them, then bail them out 2 days later with a fresh new starter pack of Black and Miles and new pair of J's.
Yeah. And the sad part to me is neither one of the men can figure out she don't like neither one of them. To me, that's the sad part.
She hates you more than me. She's tackling you.
I guess that's is that the win? She hates you more than me.
Yeah.
Is that the W?
Yeah. She hates you more than me. She got you out here working jobs and taking care of 2 children that aren't yours. She hates you.
Now, and you know what? I appreciate you taking on that role, but it does show just how sad brothers can be. And y'all, I want to make people just keep it in mind. All this is over a hoe who having sex with 2 different men at the same time anyway.
No. She had sex with me first. You later. Maybe.
Again, all this is over a hoe who having sex with 2 different men in the first place. You know? And that's where it gets sad, y'all. You know, you got 2 different types of men who don't like the other kind of man because both of the dudes are not smart enough to figure out she don't like neither one of them. And they will sit there and have arguments about this stuff. and people will start to treat each other differently because of how they think some black woman gonna view them. It's a very sad situation. Y'all have seen young men act tough because they think that's how you get a woman. Y'all have seen that. You know, I know you done seen it already. Okay? If she like you, why you gotta act different than what you are? I'm wondering. If she like you, why you got to be different than who you are? Because I can tell you straight up, I ain't worried about how some woman gonna look at me. Her blessing is if I look at her. That's what her blessing is, if I look at her. How she look at me don't mean nothing to me. You know, and that's just keep that don't mean nothing to me. I'm the person she need to get so she can be better off. And that's just real talk. And shout out to Landon. Landon says, it's hard for most black men to believe that the man black women most enjoy having sex with is the man they don't actually like or relate to. Seen it firsthand. And you know what? Let me put this out here. Because this is something black men really need to know. Why do black women have sex with a lot of guys who are thugs, pookies, or whatever other derelict thing you can think of? What a lot of guys ain't figured out is that's who black women have been subjugated to. See, there's a reason most of their children will come from some guy who ain't about nothing. It's because black men who are productive don't want to have babies with them. But see, a lot of brothers get caught up in stupid stuff that don't make sense because we never actually put thought into it. You focus on the fact that she had a baby with this dude and she complaining he don't take care of his kid. Now, you know, is it a guy like that? Yes, even amongst the black guys, there's a very small percentage of men who move like that. My theory is got to maybe about 3%, because that's not really in black men's nature. You know, when the government did the testing, they said is no more than 8%. But that don't mean it ain't 1%. That don't mean it ain't 2%. That don't mean it ain't 3%. When you say there's no more than 8%. And this is the thing. Okay, so they had kids by a certain kind of man. I understand why they have kids by those men. Who gonna give them a baby? Now, I gotta be realistic. I done been in them streets. I done had sex with these women. And I done strapped up. Why? Not just to protect myself from getting a disease of some kind. I don't want these hoes having my baby. Y'all know the men who use condom the most are black men. What does that mean, y'all? See, we don't put thought into this stuff. That means black men don't want to have children with these women. That's what that means. You do not want to have children with someone. That's why you put the condom on. Now, I understand you may not consciously think of this stuff this way, but as I've told y'all time and time again, your subconscious rules you. Why is it so important for black men to have condoms? Because we don't want to have babies with these hoes. Okay? And now some of y'all gonna say, why you gotta call them hoes, Roger? We don't want to have babies with these women. Some of y'all gonna say they're not, you know what I'm saying? They're not really worthy of being called women. We don't want to have babies with these chicks. Look, whatever term you want to use, the fact that black men use condoms so much means that we don't want to have children with them. Now, that does not mean we don't want to have children. It doesn't mean we don't want to have children with a black woman. It just means we don't want to have children with the women that we're having sex with because we don't think they're good enough. But a lot of men have been misdirected because they're being told to be mad at each other when they all doing, well, I can't say all, but when a lot of these brothers are doing the same thing, you're having sex with a woman that you do not believe is worthy of being the mother of your child. And then you get misdirected and get angry at some other man like it's his fault that you're having sex with a woman that you don't deem is worthy of being the mother of your child. It ain't his fault that she ain't good enough. That's her fault. But when you grow up in a society where everyone's trying to push that, number one, the country as a whole is pushing that black men are bad. It's been doing that since before this was the established country that it is. Then you raised by your mama who wants you to always bypass anything a woman that does wrong. So that's been planted into you. So when you get older, at the end of the day, you don't look at what a woman is doing wrong. You don't look at the fact that she ain't good enough for you. You start blaming some other man. Do y'all know men will fight with each other because they find out they're having sex with the same woman? And they will literally get into a fight with each other. Now, why are you fighting a man? Because some hoe has sex with some other guy. But that's what brothers will do. And we'll sit there and think she love us. If she love you, why she sleep with another man? That's my question. If she love you, why she sleeping with somebody else? Now, no matter which side of the fence you land on, ain't gonna be no good answer. If you sitting there and you taking care of everything, and you gotta wonder why she messing with some guy who quote unquote ain't got nothing, nigga, she don't love you. If you the person who think you all that, but she's sleeping with some other man to do whatever you think she's doing it for, oh, she just sleep with him so he can pay the bills. Nigga, she don't love you either. You are a means to an end. And the sad part is black men keep trying to one up each other when she ain't mess with neither one of y'all like that. If she mess with you to get her bills paid, she don't like you. If she mess with you so she can disrespect you, she don't like you. And you ain't nowhere close to love. Now I understand it's hard for people to get some of these concepts, just like it's hard for people to understand that celebrities don't really exist. Why? Because you see celebrities all the time. You see them on these magazines, you see them in TV shows, you see them in movies. So you really believe celebrities exist. But if you look at America, whatever number you think, the amount of people in America that are actually celebrities, whatever number you think that is, when you compare that to the fact that America has about 340 million people in it, celebrities don't even really exist. Yeah, you notice them, but they don't really exist. They not a percent of a percent of a percent of the population. Did you catch that? They're not even a percent of a percent of a percent of the population. That's how little they exist. But you recognize them. So it's hard for you to ascertain celebrities don't really even exist. But I'm going to slow down right here because AB Media done came up, and I'm going to go ahead and give him the mic. What's going on, AB? How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's going on, Roger? Can y'all hear me clearly?
Yes, sir.
Regarding your title, I've come to this conclusion. Women purposely get with thugs and so-called thugs and Pookies because, well, they're easier to control.
Uh-oh, you sound like a smart man.
They're easier after it'll be 43 years after Sunday, but shameless plug, but after 40 years of life, I've come to conclusion women actually get with these dudes because they literally have more control than they would have with a real man. And that's the game, they want to keep hitting.
All right. And you say your birthday is after Sunday? Did I catch that right? Did you say
my birthday is Sunday?
Oh, okay. Happy early birthday, brother. Happy early birthday. Okay.
But yeah, that's the conclusion I've come to because that's the only thing that makes sense. And if a chick is on that time, let the thug have her. And find the next one. BTS need to make this a shirt. There are 4 billion other coochies on the planet. Well, go find another one. Go find another one. There's another. You can always find another one. So,
but And I'm gonna say your conclusion is correct. Black women look for men that they believe that they can emasculate.
Pretty much.
And guess what? If you a thug or a pookie, that's you. Again, y'all, I said it's gonna be stuff that's gonna offend everybody probably on this one.
Here's my thing, Roger. I don't understand brothers who get jealous of Pookie and Ray Ray because that is not a pleasant life to be under a woman like that.
Well, I don't use the Ray Ray. I don't use the Ray Ray term over here, but I just go with Pookie. But
I don't think that's not a pleasant life, man. I'm just saying.
I 100% agree with you because there's a whole lot of dignity you have to get up to live that way. A whole lot of dignity. And real talk, if I had I'd rather get a job I hate than do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's real talk.
So wait. Slow down. So y'all would rather go work in the cold in this stormy weather? We got snow all over the place instead of getting the poo thing for free. You get snacks, you get nuggets, you get punani, you get a place to stay, you get a PlayStation, and you get PlayStation Plus Premium.
Man, as good as that quote unquote sounds, nah, I'd rather walk to work.
I'm going to work right now.
And to top it all off, no. And to top it all off, you get to drive the Nissan Altima. What the hell's wrong with you Negroes?
Bro, I'd rather walk to work. Real talk.
Pookie still pays.
Yeah.
None of that material shit matters when that heifer's nagging you to death.
Man, if I can't have my dignity, I ain't trying to hear it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll put it to you like this. A lot of these chicks want to be your mama. I put it to you like this. My mother died back in 2013. I don't need another one. That's probably why I'm single now.
I hear that. Okay, now let me get these other guys. All of a sudden, 4 guys then just showed up. So let me get these 4 guys in. Inspired Truth, you got it?
All right, am I coming in clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Apparently, I brought everybody else with me. I mean, I came in through the door and then everybody else joined me. All right, shout out to you, Rod. Shout out to the panel. Peace to all the folk in the chat. I just kind of like wanted to step up just to kind of put this exclamation point behind this statement here. Pookie still pays. Like Pookie pays too. He might not pay in money. He might not pay financially necessarily, but there's still payment going on there. He's paying in incitement, like he's being inciting to the chick. He's paying and taking penitentiary chances. He's paying in all these other ways. He's paying in being a crash out and in being unproductive. He's paying in time of his life of being actually valuable and pursuing an actual goal. He's paying one way or another. Pookie still pays.
Yeah, as much as you.
I'm gonna say he pays the highest price, truth be told. Because when you're a black man and you don't have your own dignity, can somebody really charge you more than that? Can anybody really charge you more than your own dignity? But
I ain't trying to work at Amazon anyway. You do what you want to do. I ain't trying to make no heavy boxes at Amazon. You do what you will.
All right, shout out to Floyd Thompson. Appreciate you, my brother. He said AB Media birthday tax. Hashtag she's not worthy. Hashtag Hydra Lady. Hashtag long live the habitual line steppers. Hey, appreciate you, Floyd. That's real talk, brother. That's real talk. Okay, Shark Sims, you got it.
Hey, what's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
Happy birthday. Doing all right, brother.
Happy birthday to AB Media. Yeah, honestly, women, like y'all was saying that they choose the Pookie because he's easy to control. No. Honestly, that's a no. The dude who can't get the fat, out of shape, lame dude who's awkward, he will be easy to control because he doesn't have access to vagina. They mess with Pookie because that is who they've been programmed to mess with. The plan is to have the black population to go out of style and to be no longer. That is why in all the TV shows they programming them to either mess with white men or mess with the most horriblest black man they can find. They doing what they are told and taught to do. There's nothing controllable about a Pookie. Pookie do what the hell he want to do. Pookie getting all the Pookie and Octavius, they still getting all the punani they want. Chicks is out there fighting in the club for them and all of that stuff. Chicks is out there fighting for the dude who's doing what he got to do at work and taking care of his kids. They are programmed to mess with the most horriblest men of our race. And if you've seen the movie Idiocracy, the first 15 minutes will put it all in perspective. Dumbness is passed down through your DNA. And when you look around, you're wondering why we're getting dumber and dumber and dumber, because the dumber and dumber are making children. It's
You left something out there too. Like you left something out. Like I just wanted to throw this other part out there. Like, yeah, they do have the media conditioning that's kind of pushing them towards either any type of white man or the lowest level black man, but also they end up spreading after once they do that, they end up saying that all of these lowest level black men that they're dealing with are black men at large. So then it ends up becoming a whole smear campaign where even when you are productive, you're viewed as if you're not productive because that's the type of guys that they actually deal with. And now they think that we're all that when we're not that low level thing.
The devil is devil is diabolical. He works in all sorts of ways.
All right. Oh, I got some stuff to agree with what y'all saying and some stuff to disagree with what y'all saying. But I'm gonna let these other guys get in. And Black Rule has come up, so I'm gonna go ahead and let him get the mic. Then we'll come back to Jay Moore and then Great Black Reset, who got knocked off, but he's back. Black Rule, you got the mic, my brother.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Roger. I hope you, gentlemen on the panel, folks in the public chat are doing well. You know, assessing the mating choices of your typical Black American woman. Sometimes I think there's some oversimplification in the analysis here, because I just think there are a lot of complex reasons why women lay down with men, and why very often there's Black women in particular, very often there's a wide variety of reasons why they'll lay down with, you know, the white guy, the Arab shop owner up the block, Pookie, and or, you know, Daryl, his brother who graduated from college. You know, they all can get it. And they can all get it for different reasons and under different circumstances. I want to have some fun. I'm looking for Pookie. I want to be able to get some credit on some food purchases. Ahmed can get it. You know, if I'm looking for some kind of favorable activity on my job, Brad can get it. You know, so a lot of it is kind of the situation for a lot of them. And so that's why I'm somewhat careful about, you know, making these sort of, you know, definitive proclamations about why a woman does this, why a woman does that. Now, especially with respect to Pookie, though, you know, many of them are the female equivalent of Pookie. You know, 3+ generations into Black baby mama America. How are they different from Pookie? Many of them are the actual female equivalent of Pookie. Amen. So why would they not be attracted to Pookie? You know, why would they not empathize with Pookie? Now, they may, because of the way the society is set up, the female Pookie can get along much better in the white world than the male Pookie can. The female Pookie, she can get all the assistance, Section 8, she can get favorable grants, she can get, you know, all these social program efforts to try to help clean her up, you know, Of course, if she has children, then there are myriad programs for that. But they're still Pookies themselves. They just are the female version of it, and so they're treated differently by the world. So I mean, that's an aspect of it as well. A lot of times we're like judging, their behavior when, to me, a lot of them are just dealing with their own kind. And because we don't have much of a enforced class structure amongst Black people, like maybe other groups of people do, but because much more fluidity between uh, neighborhoods, families, where some of us have PhDs and MDs, and we got first cousins who are Pookies. That's not as common, in other groups of people as it is amongst Black people. So there's a whole lot of fluidity, social fluidity amongst us, which causes a lot of confusion about, okay, yeah, she likes Pookie, but she also likes Daryl. She likes them for different reasons. And I think you as a man have to at least know what position you have with a woman and know whether or not you accept it or not, or are good with it with your purpose. Or if you're not, and it's clear she really got to have her dose of Pookie, and you're not on that kind of time, then you just leave it alone. I guess that's my own statement.
All right, we're gonna give it right. Y'all got 3 more guys to get in, y'all. So everybody chill. Jay Moore, you got it. We're gonna get in Bad Black Gamer after you, then the Great Black Reset. Go ahead, Jay Moore.
What's up, everybody? I kind of want to piggyback off of what Black Rule is doing because I have like a little story about what happened. If you let
well, you got 2 minutes, man. You got 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Can you get the story out in 2 minutes?
Yeah. It's easy. It's quick. Basically, this girl that went to church, we've known her since we were little kids. She screwed basically everybody in the church. She what's it called? My cousin ended up coming over to his brother's house to start some stuff because he screwed this girl, and she already screwed his other brother, screwed like the other dudes in the church, and screwed a couple of his friends. And then he comes over to my cousin's house to come and try to fight his brother over this chick. And then he gets mad when his brother was like, pull out the gun on his ass. It's about to pop him because he's like, yo, what are you doing? Like, you trying to what's it called, fight me over the family hoe? Are you out of your mind? And it just got, and then what was funny, the next week she's trying to screw me, and I'm just like, I'm looking at this dude still mad at his brother about this thing. I'm like, dude, you've known her since we were kids. She's been loose, and matter of fact, she has a kid with a Pookie, with an actual Pookie, and your ass is getting mad over this for real? That you want to go like mess up the family, mess up the family over this chick? And she screwed not only your your first little brother, but then your youngest little brother, and they all did it in the same house.
It sounds like she ain't nothing but a good time. That was
hell yeah. The one thing about her though, she could cook like a motherfucker. I mean, like, man, she could throw down. Like, even she even tried to force herself upon me. Like, literally rip open my shirt, call me a pussy, slap me across my face, and say, like, you gonna put your dick in this. I'm like, no.
I mean, if she got the rest of the brothers in the family, she can't leave you out.
Yeah.
But that's crazy because y'all, it's like, it's crazy because we blame them, but yo, all the brothers, like, and y'all all did the same thing. It's like, when do you say, yo, bitch, you need to move? You got to get the fuck up out of here.
Dude, it's not us. It's her. It was him and her. We already accepted who she was. We all know we could smash her. He just wanted to try to claim her. And I'm like, you trying to claim the hoe?
Yeah,
like, come on, bro.
That was a family bicycle. And you just passed the bicycle down from the eldest brother to the next eldest brother to middle brother to younger brother to baby brother.
And you know what's funny?
Like,
I don't even. And I think
that's her. I think she accepted that that's her role to you all's family. So You all have to take that.
And you know what's funny? I think she also ate out the little sister's coochie too. So I'm like, yo, come on, man. She's out here. Like, what are you doing? Like, come
Look,
on, man.
can I say something?
All right.
So wait up, y'all didn't run through her. She ran through y'all.
Can I say something right
All
quick?
right, y'all. I
She
got,
ran through y'all.
I got
I
two
didn't
more.
touch her. I didn't touch her, so I'm good. She ran through them.
We go put a pin in it right there. We gonna put a pin in it right there. We got two more guys that gotta get in. Bad Black Gamer and Great Black Reset. Bad Black Gamer, get in there. Don't let them jump on you, man. Take the mic from you, man. You supposed to be next, man. Don't let them take the mic. Do your thing, brother. Do your thing.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Salutes to the chat. Salutes to Roger. Happy Thirsty Thursday. I learned from a great philosopher a long time ago.
My bad. You changed your name. It's 304s ain't loyal today. My bad. These 304s ain't loyal. My bad for improper introduction. But go ahead.
No, cool. Look, though, I learned from a great philosopher a long time ago that basically they ain't loyal. You know what I'm saying? And that great philosopher's name was Chris Brown. So, and I'm gonna leave it right there. That's pretty much it.
Shout out to another ruthless nice guy, Chris Brown. Okay, then we gonna give it to Great Black Reset. You got it, my brother.
I'm gonna pause it. Give me about 30 seconds. I gotta move some luggage real quick. I'll be right back with you.
Okay,
Can I say something right quick, Roger?
Can I get in there?
Go, all right, Red Pill Sleeper Cell said it first. Go ahead.
With that pertaining to that last story, brother said, pertaining to her, instead of arguing, it should be time to put that on tape.
No, wow.
Making money, huh?
Make a movie.
I mean, no, she did. No, what's funny? The last time when me and her even hanged out and stuff, she was trying to do make a porno with me. So I'm like, damn.
So you hit it. You just ain't.
No, I never hit it. No, I never hit it. I still got out. I was like, no, I still walked away.
You said I want no evidence.
Inspired
I never touched this.
Yeah, Inspired True Broadcast was finna say something too. So Inspired, go ahead, jump in before Great Black Reset get back.
All right, hopefully I still remember the point. Like I was kind of like swing back to what Uru was saying. I think there's like a little bit of like differences in generations going on too. Like we have a whole lot of like shaming on classism that goes on. So that stratification between like the different classes doesn't really play out quite the way that it could. On the other side of things, like I see, like I don't know about y'all, but like I know we've seen a whole lot of like the suburban chicks and the upper middle class chicks like really kind of like swooning for the thugs and like really kind of Pookie chasing heavy. Like so it ain't necessarily the Pookie with the Pookie, although that can happen too.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, one thing can exist amongst a lot of suburban black girls is a lot of them, and depending on what suburb and what state or whatever, because obviously not all suburbs are the same. But for a lot of them, especially if they're in areas where it is majority white, a lot of them are very bored. They grow up very bored, and they grow up never being the center of things because they're always, the minority of female amongst the group of white females and maybe other groups of women as well. And so then there is that lure for this blacker experience. And Pookie provides essentially sort of an adrenaline shot of that experience. And that's why you will have a lot of suburban, even from relatively higher class backgrounds who are drawn to Pookie. It's not just that he is Pookie as much as what he represents and what his life and what his proximity of things sees to represent a life that they might feel has been denied to them for being locked away in white suburbia. So that's a part of what happens there too. And I observed it even amongst female friends of my own daughters, where they're in you know uh, Olympia Fields, for those who might know, Chicago suburbs. It's a fairly decent suburbs, and they're trying to get to Inglewood, which is a different kind of neighborhood in Chicago that way. And a lot of and a lot of it is they're trying to get that blacker experience, and sometimes they enjoy it, but it also comes with some other stuff, obviously.
Well, I know that a lot of educated lame are still mad that they couldn't get the hot chick when she was 20, and I had her first. I had her inside before you, and you only had to catch the rebound. You're still mad, man. You're 45. Let that go, man. She only likes you because you got good credit. You know what I mean? You got a nice job. You're making your good money. You provide her with a nice house. I'm the one who gets her juice flowing. You know what I mean? I'm the one who gets her Niagara Falls. You get the dry biscuit. I get the good. I mean, you got these educated lame complaining, bruh. If you can't play the game, just quit.
And
Hey,
see,
shout out to the moist, delicious biscuit.
and this is what I'm about to bring reality back in. It's the same dry biscuit no matter who she with. Same hole, same dry biscuit.
Nah, I get the Niagara
Yeah.
Falls. You get the dry biscuit. You get the dry
Well, look,
Popeye biscuit.
look, whether she, you can't. The greatest freedom any man will ever give himself is to not be concerned with what a woman does with her vagina. Because the truth of the matter is, Pookie might be getting a wetter biscuit than you. That's all her. That's all on her. That's all her life experience. That's all her upbringing, background, breeding, etc., whatever. Regardless of what whatever gets her going, you really should only be concerned about finding your own enjoyment and satisfaction, and it may be with her, but in many cases, it's probably going to be with some white chick or some Latina chick or some Asian chick or foreign or domestic. And if the way you combat what Pookie just described there is to open yourself up to the world, because you greatly multiply the opportunities that you're going to be getting somebody's biscuit wet. It may not necessarily be Keisha's. It might be Kung Lee's, and that's okay too.
Man, most of you educated lame, you get blowjob. I'll give you that. You get your little blowjob once a month. Me, I get the Gaga 2000, the Gaga 10,000. I make her eyes roll to the back of her head. She's choking on that thing, man. You never seen that thing.
All
All
right,
right,
let me get hold on. Let me get Jado in here, y'all. Let me get Jado in here. Jado, you got it.
Hey, what up, Roger? What's going on, fellas? Hope y'all doing well, man. Salute to the chat, replay gang as well. Um, yeah, just men as in general, black men especially. Like, man, we gotta stop. I know we want to make a logic out of stuff, but we want to make a logic out of illogical stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm sure you guys have communicated with these women or overheard them. They talk of they're attracted to the most frivolous things, man. Like they could say something like, "Oh, I love the back of his knee," or I like I don't know, the way his eyelashes look, man." And they can get infatuated by that. Man, yeah, but like, ooh, I think you set summed it up. Like, if you're concerned about what a woman is doing with her her vagina in this society, yeah, you're lost. And that goes for Pookie and it goes for the whatever they educated lame, as they say. They're so frivolous with this stuff, man. You can have I think there are serial killers and people and death row inmates that have women that marry them, man. Like, so it's like, yeah, man, it's so. I don't know how we're talking about. We talk about God and religion sometime on the panel, and I don't know how it was put together, man. But the variety is the spice of life, as they say, man. So everybody can get in where they fit in. It's important to recognize these some patterns or whatever. But these women, they're gonna toss it all over the place, man. So we shouldn't be getting into fights and arguments and downplaying people over. And I'll end right there. Thanks for having me up.
Oh, wait. Let me capitalize on that one because you put a good thing out there. Like, there's a lot of different reasons that a woman will give away box, but I guess what's actually important is like who she actually gives her deference to.
Yeah, I
She
agree
gives
with
it to herself.
Nah, J-Lo's on point with that. I was watching this show called Solar Opposites. It was a cartoon though, and they had a joint where the chick in the joint fell in love with the back of some nigga neck. And walking around, and the nigga walking around in her fantasies backwards, and all you see is his neck and shit. So J-Lo's dead on like these bitches will fall in love with the most frivolous shit.
Absolutely. You know, I remember we hear saying that. No, if I remember this correctly, that man said a woman said she gonna have a baby with this man because of his tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
Now that ain't got nothing to do with his gene pool, but but she wanted to have a baby with him because of his tattoos.
Remember, this isn't a new thing. Remember, I think BGS, you probably put it on one of your shows when they was talking to the single mothers like in the 70s.
Yeah, I did.
She said the nigga was bow-legged. That's why she had a baby.
I'm gonna tell you, man.
Yeah, it'd be some crazy.
But again, if you got that, well, I mean, that's why I said, you know, you're looking at your choices and you're like, wow, you know, this is terrible, and maybe you're taking it personally, but that's what they come from. They are the female version. Many of them are the female version of quote Pookie, end quote. So they're no different from him. They're just female, and it's manifested in the form of a female. And a lot of times because because the society favors black women more, they give the appearance of being more valuable than they actually are. Because they did graduate from college, maybe, or they do have a job, or they are pretty, or they know how to conjugate verbs, right? They know how to code switch, and so you project upon them a value that does not necessarily exist.
Mm-hmm.
At least not for your.
Let me tell you this. Many of you couldn't mess with them. She's only messing with you because you got a lot of things going on for you. She loves me for me. You know what I mean? She likes me. She don't like you like that.
If she loves you, why she messing with somebody else?
Lose your good credit and see what she gonna be with. She gonna be with me, dog. She
If
gonna
she
be
love,
on me.
if
She
she
can get
love
enough of me.
you, if
She
she
can get
love,
enough of me. She's always calling me, always texting me first. What you talking about?
if she love you, why would she mess with me?
Because you got a couple more dollars. That's it.
So the dollars is enough for her to not really love you then.
Yeah, you got more opportunities than me. That's it.
But
I bet.
I'm just trying to, because I hear where you coming from, so I'm putting myself in that position. She love you even though she got my dick in her mouth, but she love you though, right? That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't the kind of love I need.
Well, so then Pookie, you running like Pookie. So you running like pimp game? Is that what you running, Pookie? Because that's like pimp game.
Man, I got me 2 or 3 of
Which
them.
if you play it like that,
Man, you
if
know
you play it like that, you know.
this is the
Go
hypocrisy
ahead.
that I hate. This is the hypocrisy that I hate. I super chat Roger on her credit card all the time, and Roger out here poking holes in my game.
Touche. Touche.
That's
Roger,
hilarious. I ain't gonna lie. That's hilarious.
Roger want to make me feel like ish. Bro, what are you doing?
That's funny. I'm gonna give you that one. That's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah. So you said Roger messing up. He's messing up the cycle. He's messing up the ecology of this thing.
Roger is a bad bacteria in this game. What are you doing, bro?
Shout out to Floyd Thompson. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you, my brother. And shout out to you for the 267, brother. 267. Real talk. He said, only wants your D, only in her box is she a Pookie. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Is this a question? Only wants your D, only in her box is she a Pookie? No, I mean, that's interesting. She only wants the D in her box? Who? I don't know about that. Sound like kid stuff. I don't know about that.
That's a weird question. You're gonna have to reformulate that question.
I guess it kind of sounds like he's saying like if she only wants to get with you.
If she only letting you hit the box, is she a Pookie? I would say no, she a player because you doing all the work. She got you just a tool.
But what does he mean by only though? What does he mean by only? Does he mean as opposed to some other place he can put it, or what does he mean only? Yeah.
I'm thinking he's just saying you only get in the vagina. You're not getting no head. You know what I mean? So I would say if you ain't getting no head, you a tool. You doing all the work.
Yeah.
You just a
that's how I
dildo with
kind of
body
took
heat.
it. Yeah, that's how I kind of took it. Like he mean she'll give you some, but she won't really get down how she really want to get down with somebody else. That's how I'm taking it. You know, but I don't think a woman's sexual act is what is gonna make her a Pookie either at the end of the day. But I do believe Black Ulu has a strong point that she is the female version of the dude she messing with, because let's keep it real. A lot of them chicks that they be messing with, they do be baby mamas. Okay, they got some other Pookie's baby already. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them be on Section 8 and whatnot. A lot of them on food stamps and things like that. They're just not in a good, comfortable situation at all. You know, and I think a lot of Black men, we try to justify something she's doing because we just like her have an ego, and we don't want to look at how belittling this lifestyle is. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna say straight up, I can't do it. I don't walk past men getting checked by hoes outside, and I'm just like, nigga, what is wrong with you? How's she checking you outside? It's summertime, bro. I can't walk, and I'm walking to a bus stop. I'm finna get on a bus, but Lord have mercy. I got more dignity than you, and I'm going to a bus stop, and you got some chick, and your head is down, and she yelling at you in front of the whole neighborhood, and don't care who see it. Like you couldn't do that to me, man. I wouldn't let that ride. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't let that ride. No man can do that to me, let alone a woman doing that to me.
Yeah,
It don't make sense.
But that man is probably the product of, again, plus 3 generations of baby mamas. And if you come from plus 3 generations of baby mamas, that's all you experience in your upbringing. Some woman yelling at you about something. Your mama, your aunts, your grandmama, the teachers, you know. That's all you that's and you could be the most killingest motherfucker in the rest of the world. But you got that default programming of deference to the female. And that's also a part of this formula as well about what's often going on. You know, Pookies can often be, not always, Shark, I think I somewhat disagree with something of what you say, well, Pookies are not controllable, whatever. I think sometimes that's true, but sometimes the opposite is true. And sometimes these guys can be very, again, very dangerous, very bold in an other aspect of their lives, dealing with other men, doing their business out there. They may be killer types, but they've been formatted by these women to respond a certain kind of way to women. That's why it's so easy for these guys to go on these kamikaze missions. When some chick claims, some sister or whatever claims that he hit me or whatever, and then he'll go grab a grip of his homies and go either kill somebody or get killed. That's that same
You,
kind of sucker ass programming that many of them get starting from birth.
you know, the
I
beauty
could
of this,
I could agree with
this
that
how
point.
the beauty of this is like everyone's right because you can find evidence for everything everyone has said thus far is correct because it just depends, man. Yeah, they like to control Pookie, and sometimes Pookie is not so controllable. I'm just saying everybody's right, man,
Hmm.
because they're so frivolous, man. They're just so whatever. I mean, everyone's right. And I think, my bad, Roger. My last thing I wanted to say, I think I think this is just my thing, or what my, what I've come to, the conclusion I've come to is that I think some men, along with the programming, absolutely, the programming is very, I think some men are just born to be, as Gold P says, suckers, man.
Mhm.
That's what I think, man.
Yeah,
But do remember, Pookie got the
for
most
sure.
children.
All right, now let me say, shout out to Pound for
Yeah.
Pound. Appreciate the super chat, my brother. He says support. Thank you for the support. Appreciate you big time. And shout out to Elder Blood. He said, Roger, these non-virgin black women simps, pacifiers, excusers, queen mother, harlot lovers are the black women superheroes named Toilet Boy and Tampon Man. Now, that's a heck of a superhero title right there. Toilet Boy and Tampon Man. But I could see them coming in as a duel trying to save the Queen Mother Goddess out here. I definitely can see it. Okay. I definitely can see it. And I would say, at the end of the day, y'all, you got to remember it's about women's perception. Because I'm going to say Pookie really can't be controlled. But as long as she perceives she can control him, she'll do it. And as
Exactly.
long as he perceives that she's in charge, he will be in control. So it's the perception skews a lot of things. My thing is, ain't none of them hoes worthy of being with me. If you belittle yourself to be in a certain kind of situation, I don't need you to be with me. Now, I ain't saying I won't let you suck my dick. I'm going to be honest. I ain't saying I won't let you suck my dick, but we can't kick it. You know, I see who you mess with. We can't kick it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not the type of person to believe I'm above somebody else, but I do understand that people go out their way to be under me. I don't see myself as above people, but there are people who go out their way to be under me, and that's a personal choice that they made, not me. It has nothing to do with me. You know, but I'm gonna get a flow to Tunnel Runner because he just showed up. Tunnel Runner, you got the flow, my brother.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Roger, you are right because that lane doesn't translate. Because if you go to the Philippines or you go to Thailand, there's that word doesn't translate. You just educated. Whatever else they say about you, but you just educated. Education is education. And other places, that word lane is only an American word and only a American word that works in the streets.
Well, I do understand why a word like lame would be accepted so easily because a lot of people ain't been around people who know stuff. And when you know stuff, everybody looks at you. You tell your stories and everybody's enthralled. The person who knows stuff is never the lame. You know, and you could do that amongst different industry. If you sit down and talk to a guy who's in the movie industry, the crowd is looking at him to tell his story because they want to hear his perspective on whatever the case is. Now, is he lame? No, he's just educated in the area that you're not. Like I said, I've been to conferences where I got to hear a rocket scientist speak. Okay, most people would never be in the same venue as a rocket scientist. You know, we talk jokes when there's a standard joke about, man, this ain't rocket science. How many people ever got to be around a rocket science or even talk to one? You know what I'm saying? Now, I have. It's a cool thing at the end of the day. Why was everybody looking at this rocket scientist the way we was looking at him? Because he knew something about a subject matter that just about everybody around him did not know and understand. So you can't be educated and lame. You are really considered lame when you don't know stuff. When you the dummy that can't be involved in the conversation because you don't know nothing, people will kind of look at you as a lame. So I get it. Women got men to argue about them by putting those two terms together, educated and lame. And then men went off with it. At the end of the day, they made a bunch of arguments that didn't make no sense. Because you see how the lame is supposed to be the person who's outcast. Usually what gets you popular is your knowledge of something. And it ain't got to be something super important, but it's your knowledge of something. It could just be basketball. But if you're a person with a high basketball IQ, people will listen to you. You know, not that basketball is technically important, but people look to you when you know stuff. So to have the idea that you can be educated and lame is just shows how stupid black people can, how stupid black people can be. I'm gonna say it like that. We would allow some of the stupidest things to flow throughout our community and act like it makes sense.
Yeah, but I know the game. I know the ladies more than y'all. That's why I get her for almost nothing. You know what I mean?
No.
You don't know. That's why I got to pay the mortgage. That's why you had to go to a college and spend 4 years getting some BS degree. Meanwhile, I was out here snatching chains, snatching virginity, snatching coochie, putting babies everywhere. You know what I mean? Just doing good stuff that you can't do because you don't know the game like me, bro. You just don't know.
And you know what? I'm glad you said that, so I can bring up this point here. Let me reiterate this to guys. Women ask for the stuff they think you got. If you don't tell them you got anything, she ain't gonna ask for nothing. If she think you have something, she gonna ask for something. So even when he says that, these women ain't got no standards out here. Don't tell them you got anything, they ain't gonna ask for nothing. Now, are they still gonna get down when it comes to that bedroom action? Yes. Tell a woman you ain't got no job, she's still gonna have sex with you. Tell a woman you got a job, now she wants sex and something from you. They just asking what they think they can get. Now, Pookie would have these crazy ideas to justify because he's trying to say he's better than some other man because he's trying to impress a hoe. And y'all think about the sadness of a man that you will say something else about another man because you want to impress a hoe.
You know, Roger, when I think about like let's imagine this world where everyone's a combination of both of these concepts, man. Like everyone's educated and everyone's a pookie. I'm like, we display characteristics of both sides of the fence. And then what would be the next thing that women would get men to fight? Let's say black women will get black men to fight over. It will be something else, man. They will come up. Oh, it's the beards against the non-beards, or
Absolutely.
it'll be something, man. You know what I'm saying?
It would be the sagging pants versus the quarter zips.
Exactly. It'll be something, man. So I think just men, and it comes from both sides of the fence. I don't know if it comes from one side more than the other. I don't know. Maybe it's equal. 'Cause, but yeah, it's like imagine like we just understood like again they give their pussy to whoever they want to give their pussy to, man.
And most of
Yeah, I
it
mean,
is just
that's why you have to. I mean, that's why again, one of the reasons why I am pro passport pro SYSBM is that it changes because a lot of what happens amongst black people is a product of enforced uh, segregation to some degree socially and legally, where these customs are a product of, in many cases, people being foisted upon each other that might find their better selves elsewhere. Jado, you probably would have found your better self in Japan, right? You even
100%, Black
mentioned,
Guru.
yeah.
100%.
But because to some degree your spirit was still very much entrenched and ingrained in black and what comes with that from a social standpoint, familial standpoint, or whatever, it probably negated your ability to realize the full benefit of your Japanese experience. And so a lot of what's happening is, whether it's the behavior of Pookie, the behavior of the, whatever, what would be a better name than lame? I don't know, just educated brother or whatever. Um, and the women themselves is a product of this sort of insular social system we're in. When you're so insular and there's no sort of and it's insular and the men don't have as much control over it as they would normally have, because in other communities, in other insular communities, men have more power and control over things. So they establish rules, they establish order, they establish mating rituals and who gets married, and combining families and stuff like that. So there's more orderliness. It's a more productive social interaction. Well, because of this white supremacist hegemony over us that enforces this gynocratic, uh, uh, pathological society we're in, the women are largely dictating things they shouldn't be dictating. And so the only way you're probably going to break many of the patterns that ensue from it is you're going to have to get out of it, just so you see and experience enough of the world to know how deformed it really is.
And now I'm gonna say shout out to Elder Blood. He said God said he will give the heavenly man 100 virgins. Now once did he say he would give the heavenly woman 100 husbands. Virgins are wives, not whores. And I see what you did right there. Elder Blood, to get it in. That was a smart way to get it in. The way you put it right there. I'm talking about how you spelled it out in the super chat, y'all. Okay, that smart way to do it, because they do be blocking stuff. So smart way to go about it. And I'm gonna say, as men, to me, I think for us is that we got to recognize how silly we are, because we argue about our position to a hoe. And that does not actually make any sense. When you really fully look at what we do and we argue about who can get this chick and who can get this chick, well, if both of y'all can get her, you're arguing over the hoe. The only thing that separates a woman is the other men can't have her. That's what separates women. You can get loyalty out of it. So when two men argue about a woman they both had, it's so sad to me, because I understand that in these men's mind, she is really their leader. Neither one of them leading her. She leading both of them, because they arguing about who should really have a hoe. And when it's in your face like that, it's just amazing to me, man. It's just amazing to me. I ain't saying I would like it, but I could be married to a woman for 30 years. If I came home and I seen another man in our bed, I'm trying to figure out how I married a hoe. It's that simple at the end of the day. And people would be saying, well, people can change. People want different things over time. You know what? I can't argue with none of that, but I still married a hoe. That's all I know. And at the end of the day, I'm going to go right into treating her like a hoe. So now you got to get up out of here. Cause I don't take care of hoes. I don't look out for hoes. You know what I'm saying? Hoes is, that's something to smash, but I'm not finna pay the bill for a hoe. A hoe's supposed to get their bills paid in the streets, not at my home. So I'm gonna move totally different if I find out she messing with somebody else. That's just me. The last thing I'm about to do is argue with another man about some hoe that we got. See, because I've accepted at the moment I find out that's a hoe we got.
Let me tell you complexity in this modern society from my old man perspective. If your parents weren't married and their parents weren't married, and in some cases their parents weren't married, you a trick baby. All you know is hoes. All you know is hoes. So you gonna end up, even if you marry her, chances are you're gonna end up with a hoe by default, because hoes are all you know. Player. You were raised and adulterated in hoed, in thottism, in slut, in bust down. And I know it may sound painful to some of you younger cats because statistically it's a higher possibility that is, I'm describing you. Because if we are at 75 or whatever percent, out of wedlock, baby making, it's going to be a lot of you all that are 3 deep generations into hope. So you gonna get with women on some whole type shit. You're not gonna even interpret it as whole type shit because it's normal to you. It's like Richard Pryor being raised. His mama was a hoe. His grandmother was a madam. So all we saw and read and heard about Richard Pryor, infamous things that we heard and read about Richard Pryor, well, it's amazing he lived as long as he did and was as productive and successful as he was. When you born to a hoe, raised in a brothel, and your grandmama is a madam. And unfortunately, a lot of young black men, you guys are a product of some nasty stuff. And you got to do some real hard soul searching and counseling, and you got to really reconsider your environment. And like I said before, over and over again, man, you really have to have a mission and vision for your life. Because your default behavior is probably going to be on some self-sabotage type shit, including and especially with women.
Hey, Black Girl, you make a good point because them numbers are what the numbers are. And I mean, I'm sure most of y'all, I'm pretty sure, do y'all know when you name a person Richard, y'all know what short for Richard is? Y'all know the short version of Richard?
Rich?
Nah. It's Dick.
Rich.
It's Dick.
Well, that's the white boy version. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It is
Black
the white
guys
boy version.
Black guys don't use it. I don't know too many. There've been a couple of Dick Allen or whatever type. Not that many.
Oh, they are. I was going to ask, are there any? But there are. It is. Okay.
No, it's more of a white.
Yeah,
it is more of a white boy thing.
Great Dick Allen played for the White Sox. I would argue maybe the greatest white man, maybe Frank Thomas, but Dick Allen, famously black baseball. I think he's in the Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Now, why am I even bringing this up? Because the sad part is when you talk about Richard Pryor and his mama was an actual whore, his grandma was an actual madam, and somehow they give him the name Richard, which for short is Dick. Who y'all think coming to the whorehouse? Who y'all think coming to the whorehouse? I'm just throwing that out there because it just came to my mind. The realization.
And I don't know if he's ever mentioned his family. Was his father a trick? I don't recall him ever really even mentioning his father.
If Grandma Madam is a good.
So was his father a trick? Yeah. I mean, sometimes these hoes so-called have their period where they, supposedly. Well, and it's not like people were doing DNA testing back then. So chances are some dude might have thought he was Richard's father, and it was some tricks.
And shout out to Great Black Reset. He said we are 95% saturation of hoes. It's a oasis. I mean, when you name your son Richard and grandma's a madam and you an actual whore, I'm just saying, y'all, it's something to that. I don't know what it was, but I know that's not a coincidence, y'all. I don't believe in coincidence like that. Grandma a madam, mama's a whore, and his name is Dick. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know we call him Richard because we black. Everybody call that guy Dick. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure when he was a kid, they was calling him Dick, you know. But it is what it is, y'all. It is what it is. But I do think Black Rule makes a great point because the numbers are not in your favor as a man. The numbers are not in your favor as a man, and I do think men do got to start recognizing that women just ask for stuff they think you got to ask for. You know, so when you think about a guy who's in a Pookie situation and we'll be like, well, yo, he can get it for free. That's because she don't respect him. She don't think he has anything. If she think you got it, she's gonna ask for it. You know, so one way to know that she don't really respect you as a man is you ain't got it. And if she ain't asking you for nothing, she believe you ain't got it. And the truth be told, when is the last time you really saw a woman respect a man who don't got it? You know?
Listen,
Now that make you put
I
stuff
know, I
into
know, I know y'all are mad, but listen, all my life I've been
Mhm.
matching these hoes, okay? So that's why when I see one of you educated lame come to the neck of my neck of the wood, and grab one of my hoes and you marry her, I laugh at you. I mean, I said to myself, man, she must get that good, because he come over here, she been my boss down, and here he is marrying her, making her an honest woman. Meanwhile, I'm still keeping busting her down. It is what it is. You got my itch. I got your itch.
well, the unfortunate part is nobody belongs to Pookie. And that's it. And I'm gonna say this because a lot of guys don't understand this. When you go into the Pookie world, Pookie ain't got no hoes. And that's a true thing. There's nobody Pookie has that you can't have, and that's just real talk. I know Pookie want to believe people can't have his chick, but he don't got no chicks. Everybody can have Pookie's chick, and Pookie sit there and deal with it. And sometimes Pookie, unfortunately for him, he fall in love. And he got to try to cry about it in silence and not let people know what's really going down because he don't have nobody. Everybody can take his chick. And I know because I done been there taking their chicks. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know, when you're dealing with a hoe, there is no loyalty. I don't care what your situation is. I don't care how great you think you got it. I done been to college campuses. You know what I'm saying? All kinds of stuff. I done messed with all types of guys, girls. Once you're dealing with a hoe, there ain't no loyalty, y'all. There ain't no loyalty. And it's not going to even make sense to you either. The guy that she messed with do not
And
have to be
and
quote
and
unquote bigger or stronger. Go ahead, Black Ool.
and Pookie. You know the last time you did time, it was because your girl dimed you out, and she was fucking the detectives that arrested you. You do know that, don't you, Pookie? While you was doing something, and how they found out where your spot was? That you had only about three other people knew where your spot was, and two of them was already locked up. It was your girl.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
girl was
Oh,
the
they be
one who
trifling.
dimed you out, and she was busting it wide open for the cops, the white cops in
Yeah.
the process. You do know that,
They,
don't you, Pookie?
they be trifling. They be trifling like that, but at least I'm not marrying them.
As long as you know, as long as you know.
Ain't
All right.
ain't no good people in
Cause,
these
cause,
streets.
cause real talk,
Trifling.
a lot of you Pookies, man, y'all get betrayed like a motherfucker
And
on some real
it,
sabotage type.
it's
Yeah,
funny. Like
yeah.
she likes Pookie, right? But she's attracted to a man in uniform too. At the same time, isn't
the
that
very
ironic?
and the
Yeah,
very
well,
opposite
this
guy.
guy has power over you. You're afraid of him. He's got a gun and is licensed to use it, licensed to kill. He got all the power and the resources of the state behind him. He can possibly even charge her on some slick type shit. 'Cause we know she's been hiding your drugs and your money in her apartment. He know that. He knows she
Mhm.
is easily a couple of charges away from getting locked up. So that's an easy knee pass situation for her. No hesitation, Pookie. No
Yeah.
hesitation, cuz.
And when you put it that way, it sounds like his dick bigger than his. You know what I'm saying? That cop sound like he got a much bigger dick than Pookie got when you put it that way, because that's how women hear stuff.
You
This
got
is
a
what it
bigger
is.
gun. I mean, whether we're using a euphemism, you got a bigger.
and and something definitely getting shot up. Something definitely getting shot up.
Yeah, yeah.
But shout
I mean,
out to
it's amazing to me, Pookie, how y'all don't know these hoes are diming y'all out. That shit is just amazing to me.
Man,
it's
I see the
ego.
game that y'all are playing.
It's
Y'all,
ego.
y'all out here trying to mess up my spot,
Yeah.
bruh. I got the PS5 Pro.
No,
I got
hey,
the, I got the
I'm
PS Plus
Daryl. I ain't got nothing to
premium
do with it.
subscription.
I ain't got nothing to do with it.
I get
I'm
free
not. I
snacks.
don't care. I ain't got nothing to do with it.
I get
That's
free
your girl.
snacks.
That's
I
Nisha.
got free snacks.
That's
I
Shaniqua
get free
that
snacks
did you.
and the place to stay, Black Will. Tell me that this is not a steal. And you and not you personally, Elder, but all the Mediterranean, you had to buy houses. You got car payment for these hoes. You got a lot to payment. I'm jumping in on the inside. You know, I'm painting them walls. I'm playing house all day while you at Amazon, shifting and lifting all them heavy boxes for 16 hours. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, I'm at your crib. I'm at your crib right now throwing
You
her
know,
back out.
you know what's amazing? And you know what? I'm glad you're displaying this because that is like the where a lot of Pookie's egos would be. A lot of them have not figured out. All I got to do is buy Pookie some
Pookie,
snacks. You know.
Pookie. I got cameras all over my joint, man. If you step up in my crib, cuz you gone. I promise you. I promise you gone, Pookie. You bet. I hope you had a good time, cause I'm telling you, cuz you are gone.
What? No, I do want to put this out there.
I got Bing all up and through the joint. I got Bing all up and through the joint.
Now, I do want to put this out there
Roger.
just in
Hey,
case. Yeah. Well, go ahead, Red Pill Super. Yeah, go ahead.
can you put my camera up? I'm gonna show you Pookie's favorite drink.
Okay. Okay. Hold on. 1 second. Okay. Now my thing acting. Okay. Boom. There we go.
This is Pookie's favorite drink. This way he be drinking all the time. Right there.
That could.
Yeah, you're right. You're right
Does it
there.
does it matter the flavor, or is this a
Oh,
particular flavor?
You mean
we got fruit punch.
it's the
We got tropical punch.
yeah.
Wait. Oh man, and this too.
You know what?
Kool Aid.
Yeah. Now that's it.
You're
The
wrong for
cherry
that.
Kool-Aid. That's the and the cherry Kool-Aid is favorite. But you got the fruit roll-ups and the what you call them, little snack packs that the kids
Oh wait,
supposed to
wait.
eat.
Hey, wait. I'll be. Wait, give me 1 second. 1 second.
Uh, uh, now I'm gonna say something that I want people to hear because a lot of times they don't think about it. Well, go ahead, Red Pill Super Cell. Do your thing first.
Wait. All right, give me one. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, do your
We
thing
got
first.
the.
I done put you on you on the big layout right now.
Fruit roll ups. He passed the Pop Tarts too. I saw that.
Yeah.
The Pop
Huh?
Tarts is a
Wait.
standard part of the package too. The Pop Tarts is
Yeah.
standard part of the package
And
because
one more thing.
uh,
This is Pookie's main course right here.
uh, uh, yep, them snack packs. And you know what I want to say about
Yeah.
this stuff, y'all? Because there's a part of
That
this,
and what do you call them? What do you
the
call those
starter
snacks
pack,
that had the crackers and the cheese in it? The little that
oh,
they give the kids. The
the
little
The
Lunchables,
Oh,
the
Lunchable,
Lunchables.
Yeah.
my wife
yeah.
outlawed them Lunchables. She wasn't having them.
Wait, give me 1 second. One
That
second.
shit been up there 3 years, man.
Shout out
And
to
she
the
wasn't having them
Lunchables
Lunchables.
Oh, wait. Oh, you mean the main course, the full course meal?
You know, here's the funny part. I get 4 course meal. I come to the crib, I eat in the morning. You know, I eat all them good eggs and bacon leftovers that you got. I stay late, get dinner,
Hey, Roger.
Yes, sir.
and when you
Look,
come to the
we
crib, you
got
don't
we
get
got
nothing.
Takis with this. We got Takis with this.
Uh, and talking is the new hit for all the little kids out there. That's the hit.
I'm gonna
That
tell you some fun facts. Some fun fact
and
about the
if
Takis.
you
When
lucky,
you eat a lot of Takis,
if you lucky, you get a
it makes
box
your
of Captain
semen.
Crunch. If you lucky, on Friday you have a box of Captain Crunch.
If you've been a real good boy,
Yeah,
you've been a real
exactly.
good boy. Yeah.
Exactly. You've been a real good boy. You should go get you some Captain Crunch.
Now, let me tend to these super chats,
Yeah,
y'all. Let me start
but
messing around.
Pookie live an up and down life though. Put it that way. Pookie live an up and down life. One minute it's going good. He's got a good score. He done boosted some shit. It's going good. They go out. They party. Maybe they had a little threesome with Cookie Skanky best friend. They on some lesbian stuff on the side anyway. So it's all good. But then Monday roll up.
Man,
Next thing you know,
Hey,
somebody knocking
hey,
on the door with a flashlight. And
and
Pookie's
and,
still in bed.
hey, Uro, Uro,
You know
and
why
this
they
what?
knocking on the door with a big black flashlight?
Hey, hey, Uro, and this what Pookie have in his back pocket when he's on the street.
What? Hold on. Let me see what you get.
Exactly.
ain't none of you can shame me out of my Pookie bag.
I mean,
I know.
That's
if you
I
want to
know.
hold it, you want to hold it. I
Like I
mean,
said, you have an up and down life. Pookie has an up and down life. One minute it's going real good, and next minute it's not going so good. Yeah, up and down life.
yeah. I mean, there's a couple things that come into play when you live that Pookie lifestyle. And hold on, let me get these super chats here. Shout out to Afro Merchant. He said the Pookie Owl tax. Hey, appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that. And that's real talk. That's real talk. Also, shout out to Dare I Said It. He said pimple face Pee Wee putting paws on Pookie. Unfortunately, that can happen to Pookie too, y'all. That's another part of it, the game that unfortunately Pookie didn't realize before he entered where he entered. Because sometimes Pookie get mollywopped too, y'all. It is happening out there. And shout out to Elder Blood. He said black women claim 400-year post-traumatic slave syndrome or PTSD. Black men have gotten worse problems black men, however, got worse problems called the post-traumatic slut syndrome, the real PTSD. And you know what? I don't even know if that's post some of it. A lot of times it still be ongoing. Almost it don't be post slut syndrome. It be some ongoing syndrome in there too. But I'm gonna say this too, y'all, and that's why I say Pookie women is he'll never have a woman. Because you can just buy Pookie something and you can hit his girl. And it's the thing that Pookie never thinks about. A lot of them want to say, well, you doing this and you doing that. No, you just go over there and you got a man. Yeah, I mean, yeah, women complain about their men all the time. Oh, well, you know what? Here go $30. Go buy your man some this. Go buy your man some that. I know brothers who literally bought a video game for Pookie. Because they was digging all through his girl guts. And he thought she was faithful.
Man, them her guts, not my guts.
No, I'm just saying, Pookie thought it was somebody. A guy went and bought the brand new 2K. Guy went and bought the brand new Madden. He was all up in his girl guts. So Pookie be having all kinds of problems going on that he don't even understand. He don't even get. And when the guys who are pushing weight out there and things like that, I've said this before, and it's something I'm gonna remind y'all of. But hold on, but after I get this super chat in, shout out to Officer Franz Smith. He says, y'all are hiding Pookie in your house, aren't you? Not me personally, but y'all, I done been in these neighborhoods. I seen how Pookie move. I seen how we get down, and I've been on the other side of it too. And like I say, I know guys who literally bought Pookie. He bought Pookie 2K. He messing with a chick. He saying the chick that he liked. His chick was like, yeah, I got a man, and blah, blah, this. She said a couple things about a man. He was like, don't even worry about that. I'm gonna get your man. I'm gonna get your man 2K because it's finna come out. You go home, you give it to your man, and then you come through my crib about the next 2 days. He gonna be playing that game so much he ain't gonna pay no attention. I know dudes that do this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because the game is cold out here, y'all. The game is cold, you know. And Pookie think he got a one up. You know what I'm
You
saying?
got dudes. You got dudes out here. You got dudes out here throwing Pookie's girl like big time and putting shit on their commissary and stuff like that, man. Just nasty work, man. Yeah, go on ahead and put something on this books, you know. This shit ain't right.
and he talking about how my girl love me and look how she holding me down while I'm in here long.
Yeah, he holding you down, cuz. He holding you down. But the problem is this other guy holding her down.
Literally.
Yeah. Holding her face down in that pillow.
Exactly. And some of them will even drop your girl off to come see you. You think your girl loves you so much to come to visit you? He dropping your girl off to come see you. You know?
Roger, I apologize, but it was something else I forgot. With Pookie's favorite meal.
Oh, let me hold on, y'all. My eyes ain't the way they used to be. Let me do this the way it needs to be done real fast.
Look like some ramen noodles, man.
Well, you got to keep the ramen. You got, because that's how he can make his jailhouse stuff when he get to the crib. You know
Lord,
what
I
I'm
have your
saying?
gun just in case you're looking for it, all right?
Yeah, you got to keep the ramen on deck. Not that I don't mess with ramen noodles myself, y'all.
Louis, I
I
have
do
your
mess
gun.
with them. I mess with them. But you got to keep the ramen on deck. I've seen all these guys making these prison videos about how they gonna make this and that. And a lot of them use some ramen noodles, so you got to keep those on deck. That's for sure. Okay. Shout out to the ramen crowd. And shout out to Bad Black Gamer. He said, Roger, you bought you bought
And you
Pookie
come
Girl
straight to the wall.
2K. You a
They
good
cut my
man.
gloss.
Well, I'm gonna say this, Bad Black Gamer. I technically don't buy his girl 2K. If I'm gonna do it, I'm buying him 2K. Cause I'm gonna use his girl for about the next 3-4 days. You give him a 2K game and it just came out, he ain't even worried about where she at. That's the way the game go, y'all. He not even worried about where she at. He's trying to set up his mob player and build his guy up or whatever. And he ain't worried about what his girl doing for the next 2-3 days. That's just how the game go. You know. Again, Pookie got to pay attention sometimes too, but he don't. You
Hey,
know.
Roger.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead.
And this is for us. This is for you, Roger, the working man.
Now, yeah, that's for me right there. Yeah. That's one of my favorites. So anybody who ever wants to send Roz crab legs, just let me know.
Yeah, that's that cash app I sent you.
Yeah.
Go get you some.
No, I'm getting some today. It's a requirement. Get some today, and that's real talk. Shout out to you, brother. I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate it. Real talk, y'all. I love me some crab legs, and that's real talk. But yeah, the thing is, when you think about how women operate with Pookie, and I understand some of us we want to believe that she loved Pookie. I'm gonna personally say she hate Pookie. She just uses Pookie because Pookie's available. When you think about the fact that women have kids from men that they're not necessarily proud about, okay, they get diseases from men that they're not necessarily proud about. We see black women in this kind of a box about who they can really reproduce with. It's an unfortunate thing, but it's because they can't get nobody else. A lot of black women are literally messing with some guy that you think is, I'm going to say, a lot of people say, well, he's kind of beneath you, or he's just not on the same class level as you. They mess with them because that's who they can get. And I understand ego will come into play, and Pookie will try to make a bunch of excuses of why he think he's a better man than you. Truth be told, it's just that's who black women can get. We have kind of relegated black women to the worst of us because a lot of us won't keep them around. You're a productive brother, but you're not going to marry her. What does she have to do in order to get male attention? Think about that, y'all. If you won't give her no attention when she walk down the street, what does she have to do to get male attention? She got to go to the dude that's going to whistle at her. She got to go to the dude that's going to say hi to her. I'm not telling y'all to give these women the male attention. I'm saying you have to think about what is automatically going to happen when you pull something away. The more you have men who are refusing to take women on dates, a lot of places that depend on the dating world are going out of business. What does she have to do when you won't mess with her? She got to go to the dude that will mess with her. She's being relegated. Now, a lot of people ain't thinking about it in those terms, but that's what's actually happening. Okay? I'm not going to let you ride in my car, so who car you got to ride in? You got to go get your own car, which a lot of women ain't going to do, or she going to have to ride in Pookie's car because she can't ride in my car. If she can't ride in my car and she can't ride in your car, who car is available? She got to go to the car that's available. It is what it is. So a lot of times we as men, we will look at other men in some kind of way as if they're doing something that we can't do, or we got a problem with the fact that he got access to the same woman. There's no reason for me to get mad at a dude because he got access to the same woman I got access to. The same way I say there's no reason for him to get mad at me because I got access to the same woman he got access to. Bro, at the end of the day, it's a hoe. Now, maybe y'all ain't never had to deal with that, but I done had guys question me about their girl. And I don't really get smart with the guys. I just be on some like, bro, what difference do it make? If you get mad at me because I done been with your girl, how was that supposed to stop? If I'm not around no more, you think she ain't gonna have sex with somebody else? I was just a nigga around. That's all it really was. I was the guy she was in proximity to, where she was able to give it up. If she wants to mess with another dude on you, what is you getting mad at me gonna do about that? You could kill me and she just gonna be letting somebody else hit it. It ain't really got nothing to do with me at the end of the day. It's really how she is as a person. Or maybe you done pissed off because there's women who you'll make them mad and then they'll go have sex with somebody else to quote unquote get back at you. And we sometimes we let women off the hook and we'll be like, well, if I wouldn't have pissed off, she wouldn't have did it. Bro, why you got her around? If she gonna have sex with another man because you quote unquote pissed her off, it's not wise to keep her around. But the thing is, we as black men, we're not trained to hold women accountable on any real level. We're just not trained to, So therefore, we want to do for them regardless, and we want to get mad at some other guy when he ain't got nothing to do with why your girl doing what she doing. He was just a dick available. That's all he really was at the end of the day. He was just some dick that was available because she's mad at you. And women will have sex with men that has nothing to do with the man they having sex with. I told y'all before, one of my guys, his girl came at me because she was pissed off at him. She was offering me the box. She wasn't offering me the box because she liked me. She offered me the box because I'm his friend. That's what that was. She was trying to mess his relationship up with me. That's all that was. They had nothing to do with it. I'm just smart enough to know it ain't had nothing to do with me. It was just I want to get at this nigga. And how can I get at this nigga? Well, I'm going to mess with his friend. Women do that all the time. And a lot of time it worked because the guys are too stupid to know that's what she's doing. Now, shout out to Elder Blood. He said, I was invited into a Mary Pookie birthday back in 1998. Pookie passed out drunk and high. About 10 dudes in Pookie bedroom wearing his gorgeous wife out. That's cold-blooded right there, y'all. I ain't trying to laugh at the dude, but that's cold-blooded right there. You at the crib passed out and 10 dudes wearing your wife out? Well, first of all, of course, Pookie should have never married that woman. That's number one. I don't even know how that go down. I mean, that's a cold woman who gonna let 10 dudes wear out and y'all at the crib. But it should tell y'all at the end of the day, you just never know what a woman's gonna do. Because you would think that if she's married, and even if she's gonna cheat, she ain't gonna let 10 dudes run a train on your birthday celebration at your crib. That's taking it to a whole new level right there. That's some built up resentment 9 times out of 10.
Well, sometimes our egos get the better of us because, I mean, I think it's highly unlikely that a woman who would do that does not or did not have some elements of her past or whatever that was suggestive of the possibility of doing those sorts of things. So when I hear of that kind of stuff happen, first question come to my mind is, bro, what did you overlook? You had to overlook something.
That's probably how they met, man. By Google.
Probably was. He might have been a part of some prior train, and then I'm going what do you call it? I'm going save him or whatever. I'm gonna save the train. I'm gonna save the conductor, whatever. I don't know. And yeah, because otherwise it's just that's a whole lot to do for there to have not been something already on the on the menu, so to speak.
Yeah, something should have been on your radar. Something should have been on your radar if she's doing all that. And I was gonna say maybe she got some built up resentment, or maybe she just wanted to have a good time. It just kind of depends. And shout out to Floyd Tyler. He said worst birthday ever. Not necessarily, because the question is, did he ever find out? That's my question. Elder Blood.
Well,
did he ever find out? What'd you say?
So Elder knew what happened, and he didn't know what happened.
Hey, you never know. You never know. That might have been in his backsliding days. He might have been the first one.
That's what I was wondering. Like, why do you know?
That's a whole different. Yeah, that puts a whole different spin on things.
I ain't putting that on. I'm just joking, but nah. He said, "Real talk, Roger. I'm not exaggerating. Me and another partner that was also there still talk about that party to this day. I bet y'all do." He said, "It helped me change." It helped change our worldview about Black women. He never found out. Obviously, he's saying, as far as I know, he never found out. As far as I know, see. So that in his mind, that might have been his best birthday ever, because he was so high and so drunk, he fell out. He might be still thinking that's the best birthday he ever had.
I've seen stuff like this. Even if they do find out, they will, to appease their ego, they're going to deny it, man. They're going to act like it didn't happen, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I was going to hide something, that would be it. Yeah, if I could mentally repress something, I guess my wife having sex with 10 different dudes on my birthday while I'm laid out in the house, yeah, that would probably be the memory to suppress if I could truly do it. And shout out to Inspired Truth Broadcast. He say, save that loose caboose tax.
Wait, hold up. The real question is, did they have to pay to get into the party? Because if that was the case, I think that was all set up.
Well, if it was a house, it was a house party, because he said they went to the bedroom. So that was a house party.
All right, because sometimes you got to pay $5 to get in the house party.
I mean, that's true. But it's a birthday celebration. Who charges for a birthday celebration?
I feel you.
Yeah, unless you a cold-blooded friend, that could be happening too. But y'all, we got Brad that came up. So Brad, you got the mic. Go ahead, brother.
Hello, everyone to the chat, everyone on the panel. Thank you for letting me on, Roger. This is a great topic. Black women loving Pookies and Tyrones and Pookie and Ray Rays. And Roger, this is not just a Black American thing. This is a global thing.
Well, y'all gotta understand. I know there's stuff going on in other places in the world, but they just ain't the feature subject on this show. That's all. But if y'all
No,
want
of
to talk
course,
about
Roger.
it, I know stuff happening out there. But I'm gonna tell y'all this: if you are trained in the American Black woman, you should be trained well enough for any woman. Real talk. But go ahead.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, I mean, just as recent as like shows like Pop the Balloon, where Black women are telling Black men consistently they're not masculine enough, they're not tall enough, they don't have the hood, they don't have the swagger. It's something that constitutes Black men all over the world because no other man has to live up to ridiculous expectations from their own women. And as Black men, we can do so much more better than to just to stay there and let the disrespect happen. I suggest every Black man, if you're in the US or if you're if you're in any Western country, to leave out and go somewhere far, far away. Somewhere like the Caribbean, somewhere like Africa, where the Black women there, yes, the Black women there do have some masculine tendencies, but it's not like the Black women it's not like the Black women or women in general in Western countries. So if I'm a Black American man living in the US or just a Black man living in Western countries, I would suggest any Black man or any man in general to move out and go to any Caribbean country nor the African country. And that's my statement.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean that's an interesting solution. I do think there's going to be some guys who will end up winning in life by moving out. I don't know about the Caribbean. I heard a little couple things about I don't know if that's going to be the place to go, but yeah, there are places that people can go if they want to go. That's for sure. But I want to say this: women are not masculine, bro. Y'all, you got to stop saying that. They're not when you start labeling female dysfunctional behavior as masculine, now you're saying something about men. Now, unless you believe men are inherently dysfunctional, why are you calling them masculine?
But Roger, why are most Black women shit testing Black men immediately in conversations? I would say that's close to a masculine trait. How you handle it is completely different.
How is it masculine?
Let me ask some questions because a lot of times the problem is definition. A lot of times we will argue for hours because we don't even have the same definition, And a lot of times we have to stop this arguing just to be arguing and say, okay, brother, what is your definition? And sometimes I think we need to just flatly look up the word. Look up the word and then talk about the actual definition of the word. And so that everybody's having the same conversation. So Roger, can you pull up a definition, the Webster or whatever definition of the word masculine?
Might as well.
Yeah, go ahead, Roger, please.
We ain't got nothing better to do around here.
Yeah.
Real talk. We ain't got nothing better to do. Just go and look it up.
And I know this seems rather pedantic or sort of teachery, but think about how often we debate about that word. Think with women, we debate about with women, with each other, and I think a lot of times we're not having the same conversation.
Yeah, well, I mean, we done looked up words before. We definitely can look it up again.
I mean,
And
think
I think
about
you
how
make a good
often
point.
women misuse the word, like the word misandry mean to hate women. Most women don't even know that is the definition of misandry. And then when you
Mhm.
tell them that's the definition, then they're saying something else because they know the vast majority of men do not hate women.
Well,
It's
to be
very
fair,
difficult to make an argument.
nobody really
Go ahead.
uses the word misandrist. To be fair, I mean, let's be honest.
No, well, hold on. I misspoke. I actually meant to say the opposite word, misogynist.
Misogyny.
That's what I
Misogynist,
actually
yeah,
meant.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
which
and
they
that's a
say.
word they very frequently use. That's a word they very frequently use, and they almost
Yes,
never really know the real definition of it. Yeah, so
yeah,
that's what
Yeah.
no.
I intended to say.
Now, masculine, first definition, considered to be a characteristic of men. And that's why I say if you call them women masculine when you're describing dysfunction, that means you are saying that men are dysfunctional. It is what it is on that note. Now,
Mm.
there's other definitions. That's okay. That's like 1A. If I skip down to go to 1B, of relating to or being a man or boy, still just as bad. Okay. You got a second one. Oh, hold on. Is this a second one? Nah, hold on. Of relating to or of relating to or cons. Hold on. No, that's not it. It's something else. That's something else. My bad. My bad. Okay. Here we go. Or relating to or consistent of the gender that ordinarily includes most words or grammatical forms referring to males, as well as other words and forms either systematically or arbitrarily in the same category. Okay. Uh, Another one, being a stress and usually additional final syllable after the final complete foot. I don't know what that one is. Maybe I went too far down. Maybe I went too far down. Okay. Having a stress. Nah, okay, yeah, that is I did go. That's saying something else. My bad, my bad. But
But
masculine
Roger,
is
you know what I mean. It's pretty self-evident.
Here's a definition. Here's a definition from Merriam-Webster that I think, because there are several different definitions, but I think here's a definition that I think best captures what we think of masculine or masculinity. Masculine, the embodiment or conception of an idealized masculine nature. Now, idealized is the operative word here because when we think about masculine or masculinity, we have an idea of a particular kind of man, of a particular kind of character, of a particular kind of behavior, an ideal. We typically think of that ideal man as being very strong, very forthright and earnest. We think of him as being brave and courageous. We think of him as being hardworking and productive. Idealized embodiment or conception of an idealized masculine nature. Now, in light of that definition, do we really think that any woman really qualifies as being masculine?
absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not. And I'm gonna say shout out to Officer Fran Schmitz because he said in the context of the conversation, the original speaker, he's talking about you, Brad. was saying black women's I'm gonna say S test. I'm trying to keep y'all to hold the cursing down, but the S testing was masculine because it's confrontational and adversarial. Though an S test is what broads do. Now I'm gonna agree with that. That's something women do. I've never heard of men just going around trying to put women through tests to see how they gonna move and how they gonna act because of some test. I don't really see that. I see men telling women to do stuff and then they just simply fail at whatever the outcome is. But he wasn't doing it to test her. He actually wanted her to do it. You know. So my thing is, if you have an idea that a dysfunctional woman somehow equates to masculine, then what are you saying about yourself as a man?
Yes, but Roger, masculinity
when I think about masculine,
is somewhat more
when
complex
I think
than
about
femininity.
masculine and masculinity, I think of when I say idealize or embodiment or conception of an idealized masculine nature, I visualize a Dr. King. I visualize a Malcolm X. And I'm just using them because we all know who these figures are. I visualize a Michael Jordan. I visualize a Jack Johnson. I visualize a Muhammad Ali. I visualize Minister Louis Farrakhan. You know, these are very, very masculine men. There's nothing at all that is reminiscent of a female when you think about and you observe and you listen to those men. You look at Michael Jordan, there's nothing at all that reminds you of a female at all.
Euro, let me ask you a question, Euro.
And so I think, sure.
Do you think? Okay, so this is actually the one thing that people might go 50-50 on. I personally think being emotional is actually more of a masculine trait than it is a female trait. But yet people would say being emotional is more of a female characteristic than it is a male characteristic. So where do you personally stand on that? Because I personally
again, now we got to go back. Now we got to go. Well, hold on. Now we got to go back to definition, because I don't know what you mean when you say emotional. I don't know what that means. I mean, I know what people typically mean when that word is used, but I don't know what you mean by that in the context of what we're discussing here.
Yeah, because you're a human being. Why shouldn't you have emotions? You're not a fucking robot.
Yeah, men are allowed to have emotions. Now, I would tell you, based on what I believe the context of you saying it, is that women act on their emotions without thinking much quicker than men will, because men have to actually think about consequences.
So now I'm looking at Merriam-Webster dictionary. It says dominated by or prone to emotion. Markedly aroused or agitated in feelings or sensibilities. Now, I don't, it's not been my experience that your average man is more emotional than your average woman, based on these definitions presented here. I think you have subsets of men who behave in emotional ways, and they are almost always from very female dominated, especially black female dominated environments. They will behave very emotionally because they're emulating the behavior of the females that have raised and bred them. But I would not say in general men are more dominated by or prone to emotions than females. I would not say that. I would disagree with that.
Now, hold fast. Now, I'm going to say shout out to Inspired Truth Broadcast. He said, idolize is perfection or something like it. Now, he was talking about when we was reading the definition of masculinity. Yeah. And I'm going to say, brother, it don't matter. At the end of the day, that ain't even the subject of today's show. Who cares? Okay? But when it comes down to he
was emphasizing the point that I was making, and that is because we all, like Captain America is an idealization of masculinity in a way, if you observe the presentation of the character both in the comic books and whatever is an idealization of men, you know, Black Panther, sort of an idealization of a presentation of men. And a lot of what we even sort of try to pattern ourselves as men are based on these idealizations. And some of us are fortunate enough to have these idealizations in our fathers. Roger, you had these idealizations in your father, apparently. So you didn't have to go far or whatever for that. You know, so a lot of, and that idealization that your father bred within you seems to manifest in what you present here to a large extent.
Absolutely.
So there's nothing wrong at all with idealization. We learn by idealization. We are inspired and motivated and guided by idealization, including and especially the idealization of manhood. Idealization of manhood, in the best of situations, lead us to a lot of very productive things.
Now I do agree with that, but my thing is, if we're going to use it in the context of what's going on in today's show, which is why I said something to him by even saying that women are acting masculine. At some point in time, Black men gonna really have to start getting the grips on what masculinity is and what it represents. And if you are calling women who are acting dysfunctional masculine, there's a term people use. The initials would be BAN. I don't want to say stuff like that on air, but to me, that you kind of you start to fall in categories like that.
But
not saying someone is that.
There's a reason why. There's a reason why I went through these definitions, because you want to scold them for something that they're ignorant of, and that's the problem.
I want to scold them. I don't want to scold them.
Well, no, I mean, when you use BNA, and I'm not talking about him. I'm just saying,
no, not him at all.
Nobody knows the Webster dictionary of every word. Like, let's be real. Like,
well, look, if you're going to make arguments about, it is important that if we're going to have debates about things, like if you know, like I say, we have these long, drawn out debates about masculinity and femininity, and about misogyny and misandry and whatever. We have debates about these things. Yeah. We have long, drawn out discussions, debates, and there are probably a million different, probably millions of social media videos specifically on these subjects. And all I'm saying is, if you're gonna debate this shit, at least be talking about the same damn thing.
No, I'm not arguing. I know you're right, and I know this stuff is necessary from time to time. So I'm not against it, but I just don't want to present that I don't want to scold people. Now I'm gonna say, very likely I get probably irritated faster than others when I hear people trying to reduce men to women. I probably do get irritated faster than others. It's probably more personal to me than the average Black man at the end of the day. I will grant that all day long.
Which is why I made the point of reading the definition of it's an idealization of man. Because if everyone understands that masculinity is an idealization of what it means to be a man in the best of sense, then it's almost impossible to equate a woman to that. If the first thought, and I'm just using these as an example, if my first thought of masculinity is Michael Jordan, I'm not going to equate any female to that. And again, I'm just using him because we all know who Michael Jordan is, and he is so obviously masculine.
Yeah.
You see, when people know clearly what things mean, instead of just kind of you have your thought of what it means, and I have my thought of what it means, when people clearly know what something means and can visualize what something means, then it becomes more difficult for them to mimic ignorant commentary. Now, I'm not using ignorant derisively. I'm just saying lack of information.
No, I mean, you absolutely right, my brother. You absolutely right. And that's what I'm saying. It is necessary from time to time. And we have done it in the past. So I ain't tripping about it being done now. But we about to hit this 3-hour mark. But I do want Brad to get a chance to kind of say a little bit more, because I'm really trying to hear your perspective on do you think the women either love or hate the thugs, and why?
I think that they like the traits of a thug. I think that every woman wants to go on a roller coaster where she can feel as if like her emotions are being valued, and that she, and because like the boring guy, the guy that makes a lot of money, that guy is probably not interesting more times than not. So I think every woman likes to go on a phase where she's dating the bad boy, she's dating the criminal, she's dating the guy that her father or her brother told her not to. But I think at the end of the day, I think every woman wants security. So I think that even the woman that, dates, YNs throughout college or high school.
We will not be using that term YN on this channel, just so you
Oh,
know.
okay.
It's okay.
Okay.
Continue.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know. Continue.
Okay, no, that's fine. Thank you. Yeah, so I think, women that typically date guys that are, that are not suited for them ideally. I think women, as as narcissistic and as solipsistic as a lot of them can be, I still think that they know deep down in their back of their minds they need to date a guy that can give them stability, that can give them protection. And I think those guys, more times than not, are the guys that they're not as naturally attracted to more times than not. So that's my answer to that question.
And I'm gonna say, based on your answer, to me, she don't love neither one of them.
Yeah.
Everybody just there to fulfill a need at the moment.
That's it. Yeah, I agree.
And you know what? We gonna close it down, y'all, because I'm at the 3-hour mark. What I'm gonna do, since some of y'all guys just came up, I'm gonna give people a chance to give a last statement today. I'm gonna give people a chance to give a last statement. We'll start on Red Pill Sleeper Cells end. Any last statement you want to make before we get up out of here, brother? Red Pill Sleeper Cell going once. Red Pill Sleeper Cell going twice. I'm gonna say he in the bathroom, y'all. He in the bathroom. Black Roo, any last thing you want to say before we get up out of here?
No, I think I've dominated too much of the commentary, especially towards the end. So as always, thanks for having me, Roger.
Okay, you trying to pull a masculine card? I dominated the conversation. I was just messing with you. All right.
Well, you know.
Okay.
It's the masculinity just comes out of me. I can't even hold it in.
Yeah.
All right. Sir Pookie, any last words you want to give out today?
Yeah. Let me tell you this. All this feeling wants to take my hoe. I'm still gonna be in his guts, whether you like it or not.
Speak up a little bit. You low. Speak a little. Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest.
For all of you,
your mic is shit.
All right, let me switch up. Right.
No, you was just doing good. You was just good right there. Go ahead.
Nah, you're gonna be better.
Now we hear you fine now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
For all of you educated lame who wants to take my hoes, I'm gonna tell you right now. I've been in her guts when she was 20, and I'm still in her guts at 35. Pookie forever, all right? Pookie forever. You're not gonna get me off my Pookie bag.
I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Sharks, it's on you. Any last words?
Yeah. Listening to everything, I just come to the conclusion that the only male that they gonna love is the one that they birth. So as long as you get respect from her, that's all you should expect. Because women are they're fragile animals. They gonna go whichever way the wind blow. So as long as she respects you and she bring that money home to daddy, that's all I'm concerned about.
All right. It's on Brad.
Yo. Thank you for letting me on, Roger. Even though it was for a brief minute. Man, these hoes ain't loyal, man. At the end of the day, I suggest every man in America, in Canada, in the UK, in France, anywhere in the West to move out, go explore Africa, go explore the Caribbean. Hell, even go to Asian countries, because these hoes ain't loyal. They will suck your dick, say that they love you, and then cheat on you the next day. These hoes ain't loyal. Period. End of story.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. And just because Brad said it like it had something to do with me, Brad decided what time he came up here, y'all. Brad decided that he came late because that's what Brad wanted to do. It wasn't Roger that held him down. He came late.
No, that's true. That's true. 1000%, Roger. I'm the one that saw the topic. I was like, let me give my 2 cents to this.
Yeah.
And then,
He could have came way early, but he decided to come late.
Yeah.
We're going to give it to these 304s ain't loyal. Any last words from you, my brother?
I did have some last word, but Brad stole my thunder. So good show, y'all.
Shit, man.
All right, Jado, it's on you.
Yeah, a message to all the Pookies out there. Your hoe is getting ran through by educated lames, and she's getting ran through by other Pookies as well, and everything in between. Even the man with no legs that Roger speaks about from time to time, he's running through it too. And then also and the so-called, I'm just using this just to prove a point, the educated lames, your hoe is getting ran through by other educated lames and Pookies as well, and that man with no legs. Why? Because she's a hoe. And I was just in right there. Thank you.
You know what? I started laughing because
You
I
left
know.
out the white. You left out the white co-worker and octopus.
Yes, sir. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, sir.
I chuckle because I literally know of a guy who definitely tapping somebody girl and he ain't got no legs. I literally know a guy who.
Yeah,
but I'll leave that alone. I'll leave that alone. Ton of runner, you got it, my brother.
Rod, my wife hooked me up with some banana bread this morning. It was equal to her mother. And I'm going to say, leave it like that.
Shout out to the missus, man. Shout out to the missus. Great Black Reset. I know you kind of said you here for the after show, but since you're on the panel now, you want to say anything before we cut this thing off?
I'm gonna go ahead and chime in since y'all called me up here, man. These women ain't got no standards, man. Roger been saying it forever. They proving it to us forever. They ain't got no standards, man. They doing it. They doing everything and everybody. And anytime they get a chance for whatever reason, they can make up and make y'all believe, bro. And that's it, man.
Well said, short and sweet. And I'm gonna say, y'all, this is the realest show you gonna find on social media. Everybody's welcome. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you like the best conversation that you gonna get. Because everybody else being fake and phony out here, and we keeping it real. Okay, well, not everybody else, but it's a lot of them that ain't worth your time. But we got it right here at the Roger Report Live. We doing this Monday through Friday. Every single Monday through Friday, Chicago time, 9 a.m. Make sure you hear Long Live the Habitual Line Steppers. Y'all hit that like button on the way out. Y'all make sure y'all leave some comments. Say what you want to say. Do your thing. Long Live the Habitual Line Steppers. I'm Roger. I'm right. And I'm out.